Hey, welcome back to the episode of Instagram Podcast. I'm your host Juan, as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Yo,
How's it going, man?
it's pretty good. I've just been watching a lot of anime this week,
Yeah,
and
same.
I'm done with it, man.
Fuck anime, I'm over it.
Fuck anime. But we are going to be talking about all of the anime that's coming out this fall, or already has come out rather this fall, and if we like it or not, and why, and what it's about, and all of those things, where you could watch them. This time we're actually talking about 4 different subscriptions.
I think the only one we're missing is Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime didn't show up. Hulu didn't show up. Yeah.
I forgot Hulu even had anime.
HBO Max.
They got animes?
I mean, they have anime, but like, you know, they have like Ghibli or whatever the
Damn,
fuck.
yeah,
you know?
the powerhouse of anime, Hulu's missing out though. But yes, this week we're talking about is it the fall 2021 preview?
I guess so.
Man. Oh man. It's gonna be fun. I'm really surprised.
It's crazy.
Before the pod we always talk a bit, and you kind of gave me an insight on like what all you're gonna be watching. I'm surprised. I was like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, my head was in my brain. I went like this, like that.
Yeah,
So.
you thought I would be watching a lot of the like half pornography, half like cool shit shows.
Historically, with the pod,
I know
you would always
I'm
be like,
heavy.
you'll be
I'm
like,
wow, really?
You'll be like, there aren't a lot of great shows, but I'll still watch these because I have to watch something.
I tried 2 shows that I thought I might want to watch, and neither of them worked for me. So, yeah, there's not a lot. And honestly, the ones that I'm already like, I'm not going to watch them, but like, if I'm in the mood, I'll watch them. There are a couple of those. Yeah. But for the most part, it was, oh yeah, this isn't for me.
Yeah. I had a lot of like, that's pretty good, or that's cool. Not for me, though. And then keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And I also had a bunch of, this is fucking bad. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, a lot of that.
My eyes are bleeding.
A lot of that.
Yeah. But we'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah. Okay. So aside from anime, fucking watching, dude, this week, every single time, it's so hard. You have to remember so much about all these different shows, and you start just losing little pieces. It's tough.
You gotta take notes.
Have you lost parts of your week, or do you remember what you did?
I made a list of the things I did.
Let's hear it.
Here we go.
Let's hear about how cool your week's been.
We're gonna go through it super quick because
we have a lot of
to
shit
talk about. What's funny is that the first 3 things I have on my list are food related. So be ready for this.
I'm sitting here. Hula's reopened, and I went to Hula's, and it was fucking good. Oh,
yeah.
Well, my name's Juan.
Spoilers. Okay.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh shit. My bad.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Okay. So because of the pandemic, a lot of things have closed down. One thing that closed down here in town was Banshee, which is one of my favorite places to eat.
They're back open.
Oh, they're open,
Oh,
and I was like,
good.
God, I want to eat so fucking bad.
Good.
My friend Jero hit me up. I was like, hey man, let's have lunch. I was just like, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
So I go there and I sit down, and all I've wanted from the Banshee since they closed was some wings. Okay, and guess what's not on the menu? No wings. And I was like, fuck. And it makes sense. There's a lot of issues with
They've
chicken
changed
production, and like just globally, it's hard to get anything.
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's fine. Second thing, I'll get pho. They got really good pho. No pho. I was like, fine.
What about their pho ranch dip?
Didn't have it.
Okay.
Didn't have it. I was like, okay, cool. I'll get my third option. I'll get the chorizo goat cheese quesadilla. Don't have chorizo. I settled for 2 fish tacos, and I was upset. It was still good, but it's not what I wanted. Exactly.
I hate that.
It was
because I knew that
3.
B Street was open, and aren't they the same owners?
But
I knew B Street was open. Their menu's a little bit different. But there's B Street changes frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Banshee doesn't really
kind of
fuck around.
They're kind of they kind of hold steady to everything they have. But I get it. Because of the way the world is, it's harder to get a lot of stuff, and so
I'm glad I know that I could get my preferred meals from there.
What, the burger's still there?
Burger's still there, mac and cheese still there.
Yes.
Yeah, those are their 2 like big ones.
I
was like, their pho. People love their
so
pho.
Good.
The wings, I've only actually heard you really talk about that
really
frequently.
But
I think that just comes down to you are a wing person,
and
I don't know many people who are like huge on wings. I don't really know, but that's fucked up.
And their quesadilla is really good too.
I've had trust me, their tacos and quesadillas, I've had them. They're good.
Yeah. So it did feel bad. And then like Sierra found out later. I was going to tell her I went there without her. But she found out, and then I told her the situation about how I didn't actually get my first, second, or third choice. And then she said, ha, that's fucking retribution. That's karma, bitch. That's what you deserve. Which is fine. Maybe that's what it is. But I had the Banshee. Yay.
Yay.
Next thing.
Yeah.
Hula's, which is a Korean barbecue, no, a Chinese barbecue place here in town, closed down during the pandemic and then got bought and then reopened recently. When it was open, I think it opened a couple weeks ago, and like there was rumors that the line was 3 hours to get a bowl of food. And Sierra loves that place. And I was like, Sierra, we can't wait 3 hours. She's in the middle of harvest. Sorry. But finally we decided, okay, we'll bite the bullet. We'll take snacks in line just in case we get really hungry to go in and eat, We line up. It take 30 minutes from when we lined up outside to be lined up in the food line inside, which I was like, that's not that bad. And then to get through the line and then be at my table to eat my food, it was another 40 minutes. So that's how long it took.
No.
It was amazing. It was so good. It was delicious.
70 minutes worth?
It was
worth 70 minutes of standing in that line?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
With all those people?
Mm-hmm. Actually, there's really annoying people.
Yeah.
We had a group of people in front of us that they all felt like they were like people who went to Chico State back in like the 90s or whatever, and they're like just coming to reunite and meet people and stuff.
Okay.
And they're all talking about landmarks that are no longer there, and they're talking about stuff like one girl says Woodstock's is the most delicious pizza in the world, and I was like, bitch, shut up. Like, you know what you talk about. Woodstock's the most delicious pizza in the world. It's
Nothing's
fine.
Wrong with Woodstock's,
but it's not
but nothing is selling me further. Like, okay, Woodstock's, they put carnitas on there. That's pretty cool.
Which upsets my stomach every time I eat it.
Always worth it.
100% recommend it. Cannot go wrong. You'll be sitting on the toilet, but it's worth it.
They also put tater tots on their shit, which is like that degenerate shit,
Yeah.
Which that's kind of their vibe, is college shit.
But isn't Woodstock's also like a chain place? Like this isn't like, it's not like it's a local thing here.
It's a small chain,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things that started out and then people decided it was local because it's been here so long and there aren't many locations.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that was annoying. Here's the kicker.
What's the kicker?
How much is a bowl of hulas? Like originally, what is the price for bowl of
hulas? $14.95.
The price has gone up significantly.
I got you. $21.95.
More.
What the fuck? All right, guys, podcast is over. I don't like this. I have to go and protest.
A bowl of hulas cost $22.95. And I was just like, we were in line and we didn't see the price until we got at the door and almost inside. And I saw it and I was like, fuck. I mean, we're still going to eat it. I've already waited 30 minutes to, get in there.
It's like $50
for the two of us. It was over $50 for that and like drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Like it's still really good. And as a person who is kind of in the food industry with my family's restaurant, I understand the situation. Like everything's expensive, rent, labor, everything, food, meat. So prices have to go up. Now that just means that I can't go to Hula's as often as I once did. It's just like cool. Can I spend $50 or 60-ish bucks to go have Hula's today? Probably not.
Well, the thing that fucking sucks about Hula's is that they are now people might argue exactly the opposite point, but they're a buffet style restaurant. So they expect you to go back.
I have had people argue the exact that point. Yeah.
I think it's fucked up because I don't want that much food. I just want my one bowl and I want to get out and I want to pay $25 for it. Like what the fuck?
The lunch bowl is $17.95. So,
all right, I'll consider it.
Yeah, but
I'll consider it.
I was telling serious like well, it's the rules,
not for the time, but
the rule's still the same. You get your one bowl and you can eat it. If you want more, you can get it, but you can't take that home. And it makes sense now even more than ever because why would you get to take home a second bowl? They're out at $22. Like Anyways, so that was disappointing, but I understand. I'm not happy about it. But I understand,
I guess I have to learn how to eat like a lot in one sitting. Because right now I'm doing the thing where I don't eat a whole lot at first. Mm-hmm. And then I go, it's been like 2 hours. I could go for another meal.
Okay.
But like small
little
meals.
Baby meal.
I get full fast, but then I'm hungry fast.
I think
sucks.
Yeah, that is tough.
It's really shitty for me right now. I wish that I could just go there and fucking hovel down $50 worth. But I can't.
No, that sounds. I couldn't do that. I could never do that.
Plus, I want to be cultured as hell and use chopsticks, which makes me eat slower.
Yeah,
which is one of the nicest parts about chopsticks. But also one of the most fucked up things when you're like, it's a buffet, but you have to use chopsticks unless you're a loser. Which honestly, I don't give a shit if somebody uses a fork. It just feels more fun.
I do like eating with chopsticks.
It's
yeah.
more fun.
I had poke
because the noodles are big and it feels satisfying opposed to other food, which is just like, picking up a whole piece of chicken or whatever. It's fine, but it feels like a fun experience at Hula's.
I had poke the other night, and then Ryan was just like, I've never seen anyone eat poke with chopsticks. I was like, well, they offer them to you, so, and it's not that hard. I don't think so, at least.
You're supposed to.
That's how I eat
thought.
it. Yeah.
I didn't know.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so yeah,
they ate it with spoons or forks or sporks.
He didn't have it. He had katsu.
Knives. What do people eat it with?
What?
Poke bowls.
Your thumbs, just your thumbs, exclusively your thumbs.
It's fucked up. See, chopsticks way better.
Yeah, chopsticks way to go. Couple more things, just wrapping up Hula's. Also, I can't prove it, but I do believe the bowls are smaller. It's been this long time since I've been there with the bowl, but I was packing it the way I normally do, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. So, again, I understand for business reasons, but damn, that feels bad. If the bowl's smaller at $22, $23 a pop.
I've been quiet because I've been trying to figure out what would have happened. They would have had to sell all their old bowls or donate them or throw them out or something like that. And then, because this is a different owner.
Yes.
And then they purchase the business and they have to buy new bowls as well.
Yeah.
That fit less food. So they're like, this is an investment because we're making more money because people can't eat as much.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they also
whatever
brought in another. We went to the only location that's open. They brought in
true.
They brought in another cooking wheel. So there's two circular things cooking now. So technically you get done faster, but it still also took 40 minutes to get in line. The last thing, the biggest thing, also the renovated. The biggest thing. My favorite part about Hula's is when I get to the end of the sauce line and there's like a little framed photo of a comic book.
Yeah. That's like, hey, fucker, fill your bowl high, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
Learn how to be a cool person, you dumb idiot.
And then they
That's what I like about going there is that they keep negging their customers, and it totally works. I keep coming back.
I keep trying. It is gone. I was devastated. I asked the lady at the front of the register, I asked her, hey, did you used to work here for the previous owners?
Yeah.
And she said, yes. I was like, what happened to the comic book strip? It's my favorite part about Hula's. And she goes, I don't know. And I said, you work on that.
No tip until you tell me.
Yeah. I was like, I'll be back. You figure this out.
Juan's a really toxic person. What the fuck? Over a comic book?
Yeah, I did say work on that. She laughed. I laughed. Sierra laughed. And then I was leaving. I was like, was that kind of mean? And Sierra's like, no, I think she took it in stride.
In a fun way.
Yeah, it was a fun way. It was like, because it calls me like, what a dick. I did tip her though. It wasn't like.
Okay, sure. We'll believe it. Cancel Juan. He doesn't tip.
He doesn't tip. I don't believe in it. Okay, let's see. Last food thing. Went to Sierra Nevada. I got wings there, and the way I get the wings there is buffalo sauce on the side.
Yeah. You got to dip those bad boys, I guess.
That's
what I'm learning right now.
They're super crispy that way. Really enjoy them. Mm-hmm. I went with my siblings. I ordered that, and they both looked at me like, we've never seen anyone order like that. I was like, you should try it. They tried it. Jose then ordered wings like that to go, and my sister ordered 2 orders like that to go for Shannon and Brandon. I was just like, we ordered 4 orders of chicken wings.
Y'all are wild.
Yeah. It was good. That's it. That's the food bit. That's
a good bit.
Yeah, I really enjoyed.
I'm happy for
this
you.
week of eating. Let's see.
This week of eating.
Okay. Internet went down on Sunday at home.
Shit.
It was a really stormy day.
Shit.
You saw it. You seen it with your eyes.
I was there. It was crazy. There was the wind.
Yeah. Wind, rain. It was bad.
I didn't want to bring up the rain, but now that you're talking about it, yeah, there was rain.
The worst part was that I have class on Sundays, and my internet was down, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I started hitting people up.
Yeah.
I was like, Trip, how's your internet? And you're like, it's up. But you were more worried, like, maybe Juan's telling me I'm going to lose it. I was like, cool, I need to use it.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. You're not worried about losing the internet over here.
No.
We're all good.
I need to use your internet. Yeah. So you were nice enough to let me come over, set me up in the living room while I had my class on Sunday, my animation class. And I come in, you're like, you need anything? I was like, just the Blue Yeti, because we leave it here now, because I got another one from my house. Like, cool. I waited, and I was like, when I was leaving, I was like, I don't have to get any of his stuff. I know there's a Blue Yeti there.
Okay, so for people that don't know, there are a lot of times that we're trying to start stream, and it's taken a long time for us to get it going because of multiple reasons. The Blue Yeti has been a problem like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. But it's been like what the fuck do we even fucking do about this? Anyways. The cord was all fucky.
It's been frayed for a long time now.
It's been fucky for years.
And it's like, but now it's been acting up.
Yeah.
But Star was like, cool, you handed me the Blue Yeti. You're like, you said I have to go back and play Final Fantasy. He's like, you go do you.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of some shit.
I'm uploading my work. I'm like, cool, everything's good. I download Zoom on my laptop. I set up my stuff, and I'm like, all right, good to go. And I see the light on the Blue Yeti go on. And I was like, okay, it's on, no problem. But I'm not hearing anything pick it up, like on the computer. And I'm like, I'm hearing like a noise, and then I'm smelling something, and I'm looking over at the Yeti, and the light's no longer on, but there is an ember growing on the cord. It's on fire. And I was like, I knew I should have just like unplugged it right then and there, but I was like, Trip, come look at this. And like thank you for coming over when you did, like very quickly, and you're like, what's going on? I'm like, look, it's on fire. And you're like, where? And like, and it took a while, but you saw it.
Yeah, I was like, I can't see from this angle. And then as soon as I got there, I'm like, oh, that's bright orange.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
So we unplugged it. You gave me the Scarlet and the mic, and we're like, which is more setup, which that's why I didn't ask for it at the beginning, right?
Yep. But I'm like, hey, this is going to work. Good luck. Bye.
So I had class here. It was fine. But yeah, I think it was so funny that bitch just caught on fire.
I mean, dude, like, of course it's going to catch on fire.
Yeah.
It's worked for like a million times. Of course, when you're having other issues, it'll catch on fire.
Yeah. It's funny.
Compound all that stress.
While I'm setting up the Scarlet, you pull out another cord to see if it fits, and you go, it fits. And now we have a new cord for the Yeti, and it works. So problem solved.
Yay.
Let's see, class. Okay.
I was like, did I already check this one? Because I knew I had a bunch of wires just inside of a box
somewhere.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that I still had these wires. So shout outs.
So yeah, that was really cool. I'm gonna finish this out real quick. The Fantasy League Challenge, I lost a player.
Tough, man. That's tough.
I lost Ed, who was a rookie, who was really good, but he was playing with his heart, not his brain. He got sent into elimination, and then he was just like, the game's changed, so now you get to pick who you want to go up against.
Yeah.
And he should have gone against Logan, who was also a rookie and has he pulled his hamstring, so he's not completely healed.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But he said he promised Logan, hey man, we're good friends. I'm not gonna call you out, I promise. And he didn't. Instead, he called out Kyle, and he got his shit kicked in. So it cost me a player. But I made a bunch of good points that week, so I'm getting closer to catching up Sierra.
Hey, shout outs to catching up to Sierra.
And then lastly, Chargers didn't play this week. It was a bye week. But for fantasy football, lost again. Lost pretty bad. I don't think I scored over 100 points. I could have won if I played the right people. Didn't play the right people.
Did your position change?
Nope. Still, now I'm 2-6, still in 9th. Because
that's all I needed to know.
Adrian also lost.
Yep.
Adrian is 1-7.
Dude, congratulations on not falling.
Yeah.
You know,
good shit, man. That's it. That's my week. It's been food. It's been fire. It's been Final Fantasy 14. So.
Oh yeah, has it been?
No, it's been fantasy football.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds like a really good week.
That's fun.
I'm pretty jealous of your food places, but not envious of your experiences.
Thank you.
I wish that I could go through everything that you had to go through.
It's not
just like half as much, difficulty.
Yeah, I understand.
It sucks.
What you been up to, man?
Hanging out, playing some Metroids. You know how it is. The new game.
Did you get the new
Metroid Dread came out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I finally started that up.
Is it hard?
It's not easy. I don't know how hard it is.
Could I play it?
I think you could play it.
Are there settings? Do you play the hard setting?
I don't think there are settings.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff you're asking me, I'm like, I just try to go for the base, like whatever they set me up with for the most part. I just tweak like audio settings sometimes and like captions and whatnot. But no, it's cool. They really have this like ominous sense of you are being hunted. You're pretty unsafe in a lot of these places. And you'll have to go through an area and then power it up. And then a bunch of shit changes. And now a robot's trying to hunt you down. So while you're going through everything, it's like dark and spooky. And then when everything's lit up, you're being hunted by a terrifying like killer robot thing. But I just got to the part in the game where it's like, and here's some exposition and story. Since it starts out with it being like, oh yeah, Samus is just fucking chilling. Oh wait, never mind. And like suddenly you were chilling. You have a couple of flashes of weird stuff that happened and you wake up and you're like, the fuck happened? You just have memories of being absolutely crushed by some dude that teleported to you.
Nice.
And Yeah, it's neat. I really like the music in it. They do some like reprising of old songs, so it's really exciting from a classic Metroid kind of guy. And they have some newer mechanics in it that I think are really fluid and really cool. So your movement's clean. You have sliding abilities now, so you could just go under something really quick. You don't need to like run up, stop a couple of times in order to turn it into a ball and keep going. It's been crazy, but it's been enjoyable. Haven't played a whole lot yet. Just a super fun thing to do. And then with Final Fantasy, still playing some of that. I'm almost at the end of the base Shadowbringers, which is the most recent expansion. So that's fun.
Oh, something about Heaven's Gates or something like that.
Heaven's Word was the second.
That you already finished that one.
Yeah, there was a Realm Reborn, Heaven's Word, Stormblood, Shadowbringers.
Oh, shit. Okay, wow, you did a bunch.
I've been doing too much shit, dude. It's a bummer.
Well, yeah,
which is hard when I'm watching all this fucking anime too.
How
do I'm doing this because all I'm doing in Final Fantasy is like the story of it. So I'm paying attention to all these characters and these weird different story elements, and then I'm also watching all these new animes that have these new worlds and shit going on.
And you're like trying to keep them separate.
It's so crazy.
It's 14, right? That's what it is.
14, yeah.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is not going to play itself.
No, it's true. It got into some interesting darker parts of the story that I'm really into, and it's just been constantly. Oh man, I have a new favorite thing. Oh, there's a new favorite thing. Whether or not it's like music, area, boss fight, like whatever it is, Final Fantasy 14 is delivering in so many different ways. It's great. And I think you would like that I just bought these like glow stick emote things so you can like cheer on people and
nice.
Have little glow sticks. Yeah, why not?
Like at a concert or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to do it at the end of events. Like there will be 50 people all running down this track, and then you have to do some platforming stuff. And at the end, there are people that are just like cheering on everyone as they make it to the last platform. And now I can be that guy too.
I did hop over and say hi to Kyle during when I was in class. Yeah, I was because I have not seen the game, right? I just know it's a Final Fantasy game, and I was looking at it, and I was just like, I was asking Kyle like, what is this? Trying to have him explain to me like what was going on. You have a giant metal hand that holds you up and flies.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And he's like, yeah, it's his mount. Like that's how he moves around.
That's just a mount. Yeah.
I go, oh. I thought he had like a giant robot stuck on his like head or whatever. Like, but it is just a metal hand that's just like pinched you.
Pinching you.
I was like, that is really funny, but like makes sense.
Dude, the game has so much goofy fun stuff in it. I love so much of this game. Constantly comparing it to World of Warcraft, which I have a lot of experience with. I still think that there are lots of compliments for World of Warcraft in so many things that they do, but the core mechanics wind up being punishing and unfun. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Final Fantasy is really good at nurturing, like, oh yeah, you're doing the story, you're going to care about these characters. It's not just like a regional story about each little area that you're in. It's an overall story that's going on through all these expansions. Just each expansion is iterating on it more versus World of Warcraft, which is just like, hey, new shit's going on over here. Let's deal with that. We still hate each other, but we're coming together to team up and take down the Lich King and whatnot in fucking World of Warcraft. I hate the storytelling in World of Warcraft. I
was talking to Brian about, because he also plays the same MOBA or whatever, but he was telling me
MOBA.
Isn't it a MOBA?
MMO.
Yeah, but he was telling me that he was saying, you've told me the cutscenes, there's a lot of cutscenes, right? And they're really good and they're gorgeous, whatever.
In Final Fantasy, yeah, sure.
And he was saying, like, okay, guys, I gotta go do this thing. He then explained to me, I was like, oh, why don't you just watch later? He explained to me that there are sometimes notifications that pop up and say, like, hey, there's, like, this is going to be for a while, essentially. Like, he's like...
Yeah, every once in a while.
And I was just like, no way. He's like, how long have you been? He's like, I don't know, hours? I was like, oh my God. It's like you're watching double the anime. Like, you're watching normal anime and then Final Fantasy anime. You're doing too much work, bro. I don't think it's good for your brain.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, is that I've worked my ass off watching all this anime and shit, and I'm still making progress in Final Fantasy. It has been an absolute thrill. It's been a joy, especially since this season of anime doesn't have many winners for me. So, well,
keep your opinions to yourself.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But no, this week is in pretty mellow. I do want to ask, have you seen Dune yet? You taking your time still?
I have not seen Dune. I'm supposed to watch with Sierra, and she's busy with Harvest. So Is it good? I heard they're getting heard they're getting a sequel.
I had already texted you about it.
Yeah,
right?
you did. Yeah.
They are getting a sequel, and I was like, okay, I wonder what's going on, because I was already really interested in it. I was just waiting until before the podcast to watch that. After I finished all my anime and bullshit. So I watched Dune, had a really good time. It gave me some Lord of the Rings vibes mixed with Blade Runner, and I do believe it's the same director as Blade Runner 2047 or whatever. It was really good. It kind of Green Knight vibes a little bit too.
Mad Max, you said too.
Sure, a little Mad Max. It focused a lot on politics, but it also had a heavy thing going on with there's some weird like mystical magic stuff, a little bit of like action-y swordplay, some space flight things. Yeah. It had a lot of different elements in it that I was like, okay, well, I like sci-fi, but when it comes to most sci-fi movies and shows, I don't give a fuck. They bore me because it's a lot of exposition that reminds me of my history classes that I was never that big of a fan of. Just because it feels like they're like, this location, this time, this thing that you don't know of, and more of that. Same thing with fantasy. Fantasy has a really hard time doing that, but I feel like it's easier for fantasy to be like, ooh, look at this thing, and me to go, yeah, okay, I'm fucking with that.
They go, hey, magic, and you go, okay.
Yeah, because for me, sci-fi is always like, all right, so you're either going to have real science or pseudoscience, or you have to make up some new bullshit. And for Dune, they were like, we made up some new bullshit. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I could deal with that. Yeah. New bullshit's the easiest one for me to talk about. That doesn't make
sense. And they go, it doesn't matter. We made it up. We made the rules, so it does make sense.
So yeah, really enjoyed that. And then they decided to stop it in the middle of the story. So after seeing that it was already renewed for a sequel, I was like, I understand why people were so eager about it. Because did you see the Golden Compass when that originally came out like forever ago?
But I do know about its continuation.
Essentially, they were like, hey, this is the movie and we're going into the sky and this is the area we're going. And then it just ended. It created this whole elaborate fantasy world. Of course, it's based off of the books.
Right. It's massive.
Same as Dune. But yeah, it created this whole thing that was like, what the fuck am I watching? This has so many different elements, so much depth to it. I want to see more of it. And they've only explained like little bits. And I know about this place they're going to. And I want to see it. And I want to see what happens next. And if they're able to do... Dune was very similar to that. Where it's just like, I know about all these things. And I just want to see this happen and that happen. And what's with those things? Just a lot of it. It comes down to... And then there's this event that happens, which is kind of shocking, I guess. And then it's over.
Yeah. And then
they're all it's like, all right, well, time to walk.
Catch you later.
Really? Okay. So I do want to see more of Dune. I really had a good time with it. Because it was so just like, check this shit out without being too dry for me. It was just enough of the like mysterious element that I was interested. Yeah.
Good.
Still played around on my phone, so it wasn't the most captivating.
Yeah, it happens.
But I had a lot of fun.
I think that just might be a case of watching movies at home now. Like, you know, when new premieres and stuff. Like, because you would never do that in a movie theater. You know, you would never be like,
watch the whole thing.
But if we watched in the movie theaters, we would for sure be like lasered in. But you're at home, you're like, I'm gonna pull out my phone. Oh, this is happening on Twitter. Oh, hold on, and you kind of look back up.
Yeah, well, I'll get a text, and then I'll be like, might as well see what's going on the other parts of my phone.
Yeah,
that's essentially how it goes.
Yeah.
But Dune was a really good time, and I get all the hype. It gets fucking, like, for anyone that doesn't know anything about Dune, this is just setting stuff up so it goes off the fucking rails in the next one. They tell you right away that spice is this resource, which is like the sand that covers the whole planet, and they use the spice to power space travel. It's also very hallucinogenic.
Nice.
And it has, like, positive properties that help people as well. Some weird stuff going on with that. The point is, shit is going to get very psychedelic next movie. We're going to get to learn about all kinds of crazy bullshit that the main character is capable of because he has a special power that his grandma gave him or something.
Flight.
Yeah, flight. Exactly. Possibly. I don't really know. It doesn't go into a whole lot of detail about like what the capabilities of his powers are going to be. But from the book series, shit's insane. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I can't wait to watch it.
Definitely cool. It's been a mellow week other than those things, my man.
That's
I
good.
tried watching Courage the Cowardly Dog again, just to
for
throw up
funs?
in the background. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I wonder if that holds up. As far as the beginning of it, it does not hold up at all, thanks to the
TV aspect ratio, whatever, the TV.
not just the aspect ratio, but the actual format, I guess. They're like, whatever they saved it as before, they had to turn it into a different format so it would be able to be streamed off of HBO Max, right?
Interesting. Okay.
And something about that made the actual animation itself kind of like jitter and flicker in a way that's very not chill to enjoy.
I wonder.
So you're watching it and your eyes are being strained as it's just shaking. Did you ever see the first episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender when it was available for streaming?
Did not know. Was it? Had the same
Also
effect,
pretty
though?
shitty, yeah.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Courage, but it had these like weird lines going on with it, and it did have to do with the way that they had their format saved before. And I don't know.
I know that like I went to rewatch like Ed and Eddie once, and I was just like, I can't. Like it really made me nauseous because of their line weights. They're like. Back then, I was like, as a kid, but like as an adult now, I'm just like, why is everything alive? Why is everything? It's disgusting. So,
I mean, there are some like, I still feel like home movies looks fantastic.
They do a similar thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But that might be their kind of
It's a
stylistic choice, right? So it's like, so maybe it's different in that.
Yeah,
sense.
and Dr. Katz, I think, is
I've never seen that one.
Was it Dr. Cat? Maybe it was just Cats. I don't fucking remember, but it was an HBO show which did similar things with a different style.
Cool.
Just still shaky.
Are you gonna keep
shaky
watching
lines.
Courage, or are you? Just...
No, probably not. I mean, when it comes down to it, I was having a good time being like, I remember this, but I wasn't having a good time being like, this is good television.
Are you just taking a break from your Adventure Time because you're not caught up all the way, are you?
No, because mostly I want to like pay attention to that. And it's a lot of shit where I'm like in between traveling places in Final Fantasy, in between doing bullshit that I don't, have to pay attention to. I'll put something up in the background like a podcast or a stream or just something that I don't have to pay any attention to.
Seinfeld.
Like the Instarama podcast, things that don't matter.
Yeah.
Anyways, Courage was that, and I don't want Adventure Time to be that.
That's fair.
And I was realizing with Adventure Time, the demographic that it was originally made for was kind of like a preteen to teenager demo, know? And a lot of those people grew up with it. It got to this point where it started treating the stories as like, oh yeah, these are real like human moments, emotional moments that a lot of people have to deal with in their young adulthood. That's what it kind of becomes. So it's a more interesting thing, and I like seeing their surrealist take on these situations. Like with Finn and his parents, and wanting to spend more time with his mom, but knowing he can't, and he has to go off and be alone. Similar to a lot of people when they get homesick. So it kind of had a different take on that.
Yeah, good.
I want to pay more attention is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's a great way to end your statement. So,
yeah, I think that's how most statements should be ended. Wouldn't you listen to more like presidential addresses?
It would for sure shock me. It would shock me because I'd be like listening, and then I would just kind of be zoning out, and then it's I'm like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, that's it, man.
All right,
that's my week.
Obviously,
I've got so much anime that I want to talk about.
Do you want to talk about anime that isn't this week's anime? Or okay,
no, I don't really care.
Okay, good. Do you have any news you want to talk about?
I got a couple of things with news.
Let's do some news and then let's fucking bust.
Yo, shout outs to things that we're not watching, because all this news isn't really about stuff that we're watching necessarily. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagataro is going to receive a second season. So shout outs to that. If you don't know what it is, it's a slice of life about a girl who bullies a boy, and it's hot as fuck.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's whatever.
It's fine.
It's not for me.
It's not for us. But it's fine. I watched.
It looks good.
Watched a couple episodes. Like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Not for me.
Arknights released a new trailer for its upcoming anime adaptation. That is a mobile game, and it is getting a show.
That's the one that's going to be concurrently kind of doing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Arknights is already a thing. You can go and play it. It stars a bunch of anime characters from Arknights. You'll like it. Hey, the Quintessential Quintuplets movie is going to be released in summer 2022.
Whoa, they're doing a movie.
They've been doing a movie. And now we have a good time frame. Summer.
2022.
It's true. And finally, one that you might be interested in. I'm interested in it just because of Star Wars Visions and how that went. What is he talking about right now? Marvel Studios stated they would like to incorporate anime in their future works.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
They Marvel did that in the past. They did some anime.
Well, they've
adaptations,
done What If,
but they also did
as
anime
well.
adaptations of like a Wolverine, but he's in Japan. And it's anime, and fucking the Hulk or the Avengers, but it's in anime or whatever. And they were supposed to be edgier and more like MA. They were not good, but yeah, let's see, have another go, maybe with some real studios.
There was a period, and I think it was the same period, when the Animatrix and like Kill Bill Volume 1 were around. It was like, oh man, this cool new violent animation, this anime style that we could incorporate in more mature works. I think that's probably what they were going for.
Back then?
Yeah, well, whenever, Marvel was doing their shit.
Yeah,
that was kind of how...
Absolutely, yeah, I completely agree with that. That must have been it, because it was just like, this is anime, but it is just like, it was like a worse version of... what the fuck is it? Samuel Jackson's in it.
Afro Samurai?
Yeah. It was like we'll just do all that bloody stuff and not care about the story or characters or voice acting or dialogue.
It's a shame.
It is a shame.
Oh man, we didn't even talk about it but it's kind of new, so let's talk about it. You seen the new Cowboy Bebop trailer?
No. Sierra sent it to me.
No. There are two of them.
I'm just gonna watch it. I don't care about watching the trailer.
I mean, I guess that's fair. But in this new trailer, it's still giving me those feels of like, man, they nailed so many parts, but something about it just feels a little bit off.
I don't feel like that at all because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, apparently not.
I'll watch. We're still watching the show, so it's like whatever.
I thought it was interesting though. There were a lot of people online that were like, John Cho as Spike? I don't really know because isn't he supposed to be white? And it's just like, all right, guys.
Okay, hold on.
All right, so this is anime bullshit. You just don't understand how it works. It's okay. But a lot of people just assumed that he was supposed to be a white guy because he's kind of like cowboy-y and he's like this cool, suave white guy. But he's based off of an anime character. And he's supposed to be cool like this other character.
Yeah, well, that's a lot.
Who's also Asian, just to be clear.
there are a lot of animes that would like they'll make their main characters look more Anglo or European or whatever, just because like, yeah, he's the good guy, so let's make him look blonde hair, blue eyes, even though like, yeah, but he's from
take a look at Trigun, for example. That's like a space western. It stars a blonde guy with blue eyes, and then they go on to explain
why he looks that way. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, and then Vash is a classic Japanese name. So
yeah, exactly. Stampede, especially.
Yeah, the clan of Stampede. Yeah, but yeah, Spike Spiegel, right? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I get it, but I always assumed he was like Asian, even though
I assumed they all were.
Yeah, he kind of looks...
It's a space future, and fuck it.
Is Space
Everyone
Dandy
is whoever
Asian?
the fuck. Is Space Dandy's for sure something.
Yeah, he's something.
Who
He's
knows,
human.
man?
They're all human. That's all that matters, right? Did they cast a human for Spike? No, he's not
CG.
human. Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
I know.
They cast an AI. You read your lines.
But no, you're a big fan of Harold and Kumar, so I just assumed you would have been stoked about this.
I have watched Harold and Kumar. I would not say I'm a big fan of Harold and Kumar.
In most conversations I have, they go, Juan's a big fan of this. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, right? And I always have to say yeah.
And then end it like, meh. That's how it ended.
Anyways, yeah, man, it's fucking...
It's funny.
It's so great. How they keep putting out these trailers and people keep having like weird shit to say about it. Because the first trailer, I didn't see anybody talking about that. But the second trailer, in multiple places, I saw people being like, wait, isn't he supposed to be white? It's like, who gives a shit? But also, John Cho is not white, so just deal with it.
Also, the other guy is also black, right? And they're like, you're not upset about this? Is he black in the show? I don't know.
You're fucking these space race.
Yeah.
Who knows what they are?
He's human.
Who cares?
As long as they cast a human, not an AI or one of those dogs.
But this is the reason that I brought up the trailer. They still haven't shown off Ed, and Netflix Geeked on Twitter said like, people who are still waiting for Ed maybe just watch the show.
Okay.
So they're still teasing it, but I'm like, look, man, people want to watch the show because they were a fan of it originally. Mm-hmm. So these trailers, you could show off a character that doesn't get introduced for way later just to make people feel a little bit better about it, since I'm going into it not super optimistic.
I want to see the dog.
Ein is in the trailer.
Okay, that's all.
You'll be okay.
About. Cool.
Yeah, Faye's hanging out with Ein inside of her ship.
What about they got the ship?
Bebop?
They got the ship? No, the other one. The red one.
Yeah.
That's
the
one.
Yeah.
I like that one. I think it's named after a fish. I don't remember.
I believe it. I don't remember. It's been a
Swordfish,
while.
Stingray. I don't fucking care.
Both.
We're gonna watch the show.
Swordray.
We're watching the show. We're watching the live action. We'll get around to it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey man, that's the news.
All right, dude. Let's get going.
All right. So the way that we're doing this, this fall anime preview 2021 is we're starting with Crunchyroll. We're going into Funimation, just the two classics, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going into the lesser known ones like High Dive and Netflix.
Yeah.
It's very lesser known.
It's fair. I will say it is interesting that we're going with these two, classic powerhouses that are now owned by the same company. Does that change things? I don't know.
Kinda.
Maybe. Anyway.
All right, cool. So check it out. There isn't a great order to how we're talking about all these things. We're essentially just going by the way that I added them to my queue as they came out.
That's how I reorganized it to that way. So that's how we'll talk about it.
Should be good to go. All right. Digimon Ghost Game.
Based
the
off
new
of?
Digimon show. It is made by Toei Animation. You might know them from the Digimon shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it is possibly based off of Digimon.
Yeah.
Very strong chance.
We were hoping the stream would come in and clutch, but based off other.
Yeah, based off of other shit. Digimon Ghost Game is essentially a little bit more mature Digimon show.
Yeah.
Meaning it's for kids
It's
that
still
want to
for
get
kids.
spooked.
Yeah.
I'm talking, you wouldn't show this to your 8-year-old, but your 9-year-old would love
Probably
it.
could
You
handle
know?
It was kind of spooky. I was like, did that really happen? Are they all in the hospital? It happened. Ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to focus too much on this show just because it's again, Digimon. They slightly changed shit up.
Yeah.
You have little monsters that are from a digital world, but now it's extra spooky. So they're like ghosts that are making people die, essentially.
Yeah, and
yeah.
the only thing I'd say about this, I think the fights that were in this were a little bit better than old Digimon, I think.
Oh yeah, better than old. Yeah,
And then
not as good as some new.
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter.
And I like the new Digimon, the new guy. Like, I think it was a cute design. He seemed fun. I like his attitude. Usually we get different types of kind of versions they are. Like, I like his gumption. And yeah, I was like, it was fine. It's it's not for me. It's for sure for a younger audience. No goggles. Biggest complaint: no goggles. How do I know who the main character is?
Yep, exactly. I don't know, man. It's Digimon.
Yeah.
It's a new cast like they do pretty much every new series.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been doing so much throwback stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they just slipped a couple of other characters in there at some point.
Okay.
Just Digimon likes to do that. I don't know if you ever watched the Digimon Adventures 2 where it starts out with the other kids and then
they kind of
it starts incorporating. Oh my god, Tai, and he used to be this trainer and I'm that fucking dude. Sorry, Digidestin. He used to be this Digidestin and now I'm that Digidestin. That kind of shit. Anyways, this is really one of the most exciting shows that we have to talk about. The Night Beyond the Tricornered Window, made by Zero G. This is based off of a manga, and you were very curious about it.
I was curious about it because I saw the cover on it, and I was just like, these guys are gay. They gotta be gay. And I asked you, hey these guys gay? And you're like, ho, bro, these guys are so gay.
But they're not gay.
But they're not.
But they are gay.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna wind up in a relationship.
Oh, yeah,
but
for
essentially,
sure.
This show is about a dude he's kind of down in the dumps because he sees ghosts and he's just not having a good life in general.
Yeah.
He's working at a store. His owner's kind of like whatever. Really good description, right?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. And then some dude comes up behind him and makes him fucking come.
Yeah.
And then they destroy a ghost.
He essentially is just like it's like a R version of Mob Psycho. It's like I'm gonna the exorcist guy comes in and takes advantage of the person that actually has the powers, he described it as like he's gonna come blast his soul or something like that.
Yeah, he blasts his soul.
It absolutely is like that. Like,
yes.
he's like, we gotta destroy that thing. Let me touch your soul and make you orgasm intensely.
I'm gonna whisper and lick your ear, and then I'm gonna touch your spine, and it's gonna make you just come all over this ghost with your energies.
But it's the only way to kill that ghost.
And that's the only way. So,
but they're straight. It's fine or whatever.
I mean, they're gonna be gay.
Yeah.
They're into each other, but we're trying to blast ghosts.
Yeah. Them being, gay aside, it wasn't good. I didn't like the show.
Yeah, very much them being gay
aside, right? Like that's not why I didn't like it.
It has all the elements that I would have loved. It had cum blasting ghosts, and that's really the only thing that I love. Need.
Yeah.
But I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the story.
I don't think it looked good.
It didn't look good. Yeah. The most interesting thing that they did was, there's some weird fucked up stuff that for some reason we're letting you come and help us out. Well, it turns out that there are a bunch of bodies that are all dismembered and reattached to each other.
Hard, yeah.
So there was like a fucked up amalgamation that they had to come blast. That was kind of cool. I liked the idea of that.
There's someone twisted out there doing fucked up shit. And then the end of the episode is like we get a hint at who the next bad person might be. Like a chick is at a train station and she's like doing evil stuff. And I was like, But I don't care. I'm not watching this. No way.
But if you want to see a spooky ghost show that has absolute cum blasts, we have more to talk about later.
Yeah.
But this is a good option.
Yeah.
This is a good option.
This is not the only sexy ghost show this season.
But somehow.
Yeah.
Why? That was the thing that blew. Okay, so I already knew about the other one, but I was like, it's a slice of life. I'm just going to watch it. It's fine. I was very surprised. This one, I knew exactly what I was in for right away. So I got to give a shout out to The Night Beyond the Tricornered Window for really just being exactly what it is.
Yeah, they should have a better name. Anyways.
Fuck, man. Well, Ganbare Douki-chan. How do you feel about this? It's made by AtelierPontdarc, and it's based off of a web manga. It was short.
This is a short one. I think they're 5 to 6 minutes long. It's animated well. I think it looks really nice. But essentially the plot is this.
Yeah, it looks nice.
All
right.
This girl wants to get fucked. Like that's essentially the plot of every episode. It's about a girl who likes her coworker and contrives reasons for them to be together. And he never catches the hint. And then she always somehow manages to fantasize about her getting just fucking railed from behind.
Hey man,
it's great.
Hey man,
it's like got everything we want.
It's our show. Show of the season for sure.
The thing that killed me about this show that I thought was pretty funny was the guy has no face. Like
because he's a hentai protagonist.
Yeah, and we're just like we're supposed to be him. I was like, this is choice. I think it's so funny. I'm just like, how can you love this man? He has no eyes, lips, or nose. You know?
Yeah, I mean, my description of it when I was just chilling in here, writing my notes down, watching stuff was. It's just softcore porn. It's really short. It's just softcore porn. Yeah. But it's really that.
It's done so well. I think I showed Sierra a clip of it because I tried to explain it to her and I was like, there's no way to describe it without just showing you what I'm trying to describe, right? And I showed it to her and she's like, oh, that is interesting. It's like, yeah, I think Sony's doing great things with Crunchyroll. So,
all right.
So far, season of anime is really sexy. Not for us. Not gonna watch it. Looks good though.
No, but it's a nice digestible watch if you need to. Crank one out in the afternoon.
You only got 6 minutes. Yeah, fucking
you're good to go.
Bust it.
The next show is The Fruit of Evolution. Before I Knew It, My Life Had It Made. This is made by the studios Feel, Children's Playground Entertainment, and it's based off of a light novel.
It's an isekai.
Oh, you done?
Out of here.
Yeah, out of steam.
No, I got it.
It's an isekai.
It's an isekai about a guy who just gets shit on in his world, and then he goes to the new world. I think a lot of his classmates go to the new world. And he kind of sucks there. He acquires the power to, I don't know, eat shit and like evolve.
Not actual,
No,
like,
eat stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He eats things. He doesn't get beaten up. He just eats things and then he winds up power leveling himself. Because, of course, he's the hero of the show. So that's kind of what we're in for.
It's very video gamey when he kills something. Like the thing drops items and also like a book of its knowledge, and its meat is now cut up into chunks for him to cook.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he starts out as a fat fuck like me, and then he eats something, and then he's ripped as hell.
Well, he eats 9.
Well, he was starving too.
He eats 9 evolution seeds or whatever, and they're horrible. And I guess every time he gets to a certain point, or every time he kills something, he will evolve again. And his evolution is just a skinnier version of him. But we. In the first episode, we don't see it happen, but we know what's going to happen. Actually, no, we do. There's like a little clip in the beginning, right? There's a sexy chick. He wakes up to like some hot girl or whatever.
Yeah. He was in her lap, and she was like, what up, dude? I guess we're naked or whatever, probably.
And then like the outro helps it too. But essentially, there's a giant pink monkey or gorilla that he's fighting that's a girl.
Yeah, she is into him too.
And he's going to somehow evolve her into a very hot pink-haired chick with giant tits that loves her. And yeah, it's just, this is not good. It's not for me.
That's the thing, man. It's a lot of fun. I think that it had a lot of positive qualities. Absolutely not something I want to watch.
Yeah.
But again, like
It's
I
not
think
bad.
I would have had fun with this if I were younger. If I was like 16 or something and watched it, I would be like, man, this is doing some weird shit, and I'm kind of into that.
And it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
If I was a degenerate, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you are a degenerate, and that is how we felt about it. We were like, that's monkey boobs. Yes.
Ah, nice boobs. It's okay.
Right.
She's a monkey. It's fine.
She's a giant pink monkey. We get it.
Get over it.
So, Tact Op Destiny. This is the new show made by Madhouse and MAPPA. It's an original show.
Makes sense.
And this came out at the same time as a mobile game under the same name.
Huh.
Yeah. So, Tact Op Destiny. You don't pronounce the dot,
But you just said it.
but I was just so that people could,
Oh, yeah, look it
you
up.
know,
For sure,
if
yeah.
you want to. TAKT.
Every
It's
time
all
I tell
fucked
people
up.
this, I have to tell them, like, it's like lowercase TAKT
Yeah.
space OP dot and then just the word Destiny.
Yeah.
Like, every
So essentially, this is one of the raddest looking shows I've ever fucking seen. And then I watched the second episode and I was really bored. So that being said, if you're interested in what we're saying, give it 2 episodes
Yeah.
before you decide if it's for you or not.
Yeah. I've only watched the first one.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about it, I was like, so this is after me just watching a bunch of garbage. I go, Trip, I don't care about the story. I don't care about the characters. My eyes are really happy because visually this shit fucks.
Yeah, it was so clean. It was so fast and fluid. Essentially what you have is this chick who's called a music art, and she's like a battle angel, Alita.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Sure. She flies around, she does big attacks, she's cool. And there's a dude who likes to play piano, and he's the conductor man, and his arm turns into a little conductor's wand.
Yeah.
And he
that becomes her weapon?
conducts the fight in a way with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a weird combination of like music meets action, right? Like
Which is fucking sick.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to watch this. I'm a music guy. I'm an action guy.
I'm-
Both of them? Are you kidding me?
I'm not a music guy, and I'm like, I like this. It's
Yeah.
in this world, I guess, some sort of monsters came to Earth, and they attack anything that makes sound. It's specifically like music or television or stuff, right? Because
Yeah,
people
it's-
are talking and stuff.
Absolutely some bullshit
Yeah.
anime explanation.
So music has been outlawed. There's like
Yeah.
kids don't know what music is, because if you make these monsters come and attack. So this guy, the conductor, the robot chick, and then a third person who drives a car.
yeah, she's just there.
Yeah.
Because it's an anime.
They're trying to make it to New York City to get the robot chick, I think, recalibrated to somehow take on these monsters and save the world.
So you have the robot chick, the music art,
Mhm.
and you have the guy who loses his arm
And
and
passes out, 'cause
also
they're-
plays music.
They're
and
connected somehow,
they-
right?
Yeah, their like lifeline is connected somehow. There's some weird bullshit anime stuff going on there,
Yeah.
which is enjoyable.
It's
But
fine.
no reason to get into depth with it. Essentially, they are linked to each other, and they both fucking suck in different ways.
Yeah.
And they don't like each other, but they also completely understand each other, and they bicker and fight and do weird stuff that other people think is insane. And despite all this, the third person sticks around and is like kind of their parent,
Yeah.
and they're like
Essentially
babysitter.
essentially
Let's
they're-
just say babysitter.
It's their guardian, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to make sure that he eats and that she doesn't attack. He doesn't play music. I have to get in the car.
yeah, they're all adults, but she's just constantly like, "All right, come here," like wrangling them all in like a bunch of wild dogs.
I like at a point
Great.
she's like crying. She's like in tears because she's so frustrated. I'm like, that's pretty good.
It was fun. I had a
enjoyed
really
it.
good time. The fight was flashy. The sound design was really cool. I liked so many parts of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I watched the second episode and I didn't care, I was just disappointed.
Yeah.
I was bummed because I had a lot of hope for this show, and maybe it was clicking for me one day because I watched a bunch of garbage, but then I played a ton of Final Fantasy and I enjoyed other things, and then
More,
I watched that and it didn't
Yeah.
click the second one. I don't know.
I think this is probably gonna be on the list of something I'll probably watch just because I don't have all that much that I'm watching
dude.
watching from last season. Coming over.
Feel.
So-
I get you.
I'm just like, maybe this will be on my list. This is one of the positive ones. I enjoyed it. Again, I said, like, I told you, like, I don't care if the story is garbage.
No.
I don't care if the character is like, if the animation was just hype stuff like that, I'll watch it just for that. I'll turn off my brain and just watch them fight because it was really cool to watch. So, anyways, next up.
Platinum-End.
Yeah. Okay.
This is made by, yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
just a heads up.
Yeah. Okay. Platinum-End.
This is made by Signal.MD. It's based off of a manga, and this is just fucked up, kind of. It's just like, I don't know. You want to take over this one for a little bit?
My notes are really short just because it's like,
okay.
Dude is playing a death game with 12 other people see who the next god is going to be.
Yeah,
of
it's
this
very
world.
it's very Future Diaries meets like Death Note meets some other shit. I don't fucking know.
Meets something sad.
Eden of the East, throw that in there, sure, whatever.
I've heard from several people that this story, because it's based off manga, that the manga is really good. My issue is like I don't really like the way it visually looks, and it's like I think it's kind of an eyesore, honestly, like in my opinion, right? I do love death games, but this really didn't really captivate me. So
it was what they decided to do is make a character super fucking sad, and then he just tries to kill himself right off the bat.
It's a real bummer.
Yeah, huge bummer. Tries to kill himself. He gets saved by an angel, and she's like, "What's up? I'm not gonna tell you anything, but like you could do anything you want."
You're welcome.
And then she continues to be like, "No, you could just do anything you want. I don't care if it's bad or good. Do anything you want." So then it starts being like weirder and weirder. Anyways, he can Cupid's arrow anybody he fucking wants, which is very problematic in a show like this.
Everyone's dream.
Yeah, and he does that to his stepmom, and then she gets all fucking crazy, and then the dad comes back, and he's all fucking crazy. Anyways, we wind up with some dead parents.
Are they his step parents, or aren't they his aunt and uncle?
Whatever it was.
I think his parents are dead. Yeah,
I'm not watching
got
it,
the
so details are loose.
Yeah. He has like the saddest backstory ever.
Yeah, just kid's got a fucked up life.
Yeah, he's not fed. He's gonna steal. I don't know.
Now he could fly anywhere. Now he could just make people fall in love and do anything that he wants. So like, give me that shit for free. Okay, I love you, so I will. That's his power. It's not like it's just a fucked up love power. That's also like just do everything for me. Anyways, it's really dark. It sounds like it's going to be even darker as it goes on.
Yeah.
Kind of fun if you're into that. The style, though, it does look a little funky. What was that one show with like the two people and it was all spooky, scary, based off a video game? Something about evil. There was the girl and the guy. The guy was like a monster, and the girl was like an angel.
Is it Angels and Demons or Demons and Angels?
Angels of Death.
Angels of Death. Angels of Death.
Whatever the hell it was. The visual style reminds me a lot of that.
I think I agree, yeah.
It's kind of flat, but it's got a lot of stuff going on that's like visually appealing. So it's not the worst looking thing. It's just kind of like a general vibe over fantastic style. Let's say that.
Okay. We'll leave it there. Yeah.
They're good at their vibes.
Yep.
So Platinum End, possibly also a phone game if you want it to be, because why not, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Hey, Sakugan, it's a thing made by Satelight, and it's based off of a novel. That's actually, that's actually a pretty cool thing for me.
Interesting, yeah.
Because I feel like whenever things are based off of novels, they're usually better. Not just light novels, because everything's
like actual
based
words.
Off of, yeah. Like based off of, light novels are actual
just words.
That's what they are.
Just words.
You want to see some light novels? Anyways.
No.
This is an interesting thing. It's like a battle mech type thing.
Yeah.
But it's based off of a novel. So that immediately is like, all right, they're either going to do some really traditional shit or they're going to do some very different stuff in like a well thought out process. It's about this dad and a daughter, and the daughter is like 9, but she's a hyper genius and she's already graduated college. That kind of a thing going on. And they both pilot this little like mech thing together and essentially just get ore for their town.
Humanity lives underground now. Something happened above
It's a very
ground.
like Gurren Lagann kind of vibe.
Yeah. And, she's just like, she wants to adventure and go find this like hidden city or promised land.
It's a very Made in Abyss kind of vibe.
And dad's just like, you can't go. It's super dangerous. I'm your dad.
And it is super dangerous because they get to see some action right away and understand the depths, which is a good thing. But I think they address right away. One of the things that every fucking mech show has to do is show you, hey, there are real stakes in these motherfuckers. You're not just going out there for fun. Well, you got to see that in the first episode, so already done.
The way that first episode ended, I was just like, because I was enjoying it. I thought like the way it looked was cool. The character designs were cool.
Yeah,
the dialogue, the relationship. I was enjoying all of that. And then at the end, I was just like, when shit popped off, I was just like, oh my god, this shit got really fucking heavy. This is pretty good.
It reminds me a lot of that show that we didn't watch from about a year ago, where everybody was working on a giant like robot together, and there was this one chick who wound up like getting a job. And she was working for one specific dude who was kind of a recluse. She had to like clean stuff, kind of.
Oh my god, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Holy shit. It was the same thing. It was just robots and like weird people.
Okay. So
it was rad.
Yeah.
But we didn't watch it. And then we had an interview with somebody from Crunchyroll who was like, no, I'm actually really digging that show. And I thought you would too, because you're like Eureka 7.
Oh, damn.
You don't remember any of that?
I do remember the second part.
Yeah.
Remember him being like that, and we go, yeah, I'm not watching that.
Sucks.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's
Garbage.
garbage. I didn't like Eureka 7.
We
I'm
watched
like,
one
oh, okay.
episode, it's garbage.
I wish I could remember it because it's got like a really easy name. It's like Desa something or other.
Decadence. Nailed it.
You got it.
Yeah, I like that.
Decadence.
I was going to watch that
Yeah,
show.
Decadence.
Actually, I might watch that because it's now dubbed. And like, just turn it on.
Well, hey, man, I think
That show was weird. I watched like 4 episodes of that show.
Yeah, I thought you were going to watch more.
Yeah, that shit was weird.
Yeah. But this reminds me a lot of that, but better.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my point.
I think it gives the similar vibes for sure.
So if you like Decadence, check this one out, and you might have a good time with it. Sorry, it took me a while to remember the name of a show that I haven't watched.
Hey, I remembered it.
It worked.
You have to describe it really well. And
I just had like a few personal moments, a few like actual story moments, and then maybe we'll get there if I just start saying sounds.
My brain, sounds like 3 words. Yeah, no, it's my brain doesn't work that good.
It's all good. Hey man, the next one that your brain might not work good with is the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. This is made by Silverlink and Studio Palette. This is based off of a light novel, and the reason I said that is because I feel like that's really the plot of a lot of isekais.
Yeah, almost all the time.
This one, I don't give a fuck about.
I was. It's funny. It's like I remember
Sorry.
watching this. I don't have notes for it. Like I must have forgotten to write notes for it.
Did you like it?
No.
All right.
But there was some cool. There's coolish stuff. They do magic. They say the words backwards. Took me a second to realize what they were doing. Yeah. So in this isekai, an assassin dies in the real world and then gets reincarnated into another world.
Yeah.
And as an aristocrat, and then he just kills other people there.
Yeah, his goal is to kill the hero because he's the anti-hero.
Yeah, the ending of that episode was it started off with the fantasy world, then we get kicked back to our world, right? And then he's retiring from assassinating people. He's gonna start an assassin school.
Yeah.
And then he's in the plane and they're like, we're blowing up the plane, we assassinated you. And so he got assassinated, and then a god saves him. He's like, hey, do you want to just be reincarnated in your normal world or this world and have your memories? And he's like, okay.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then he's just like, I guess I'll do that one. He's like, cool, but you got to do a job for me. He's like, who do you want me to kill? Because obviously that's all I'm good for. And she's like, kill the hero. Which at the end I was like, oh, I like that. Nice little twist there. You know, because usually it's you go into the world and you're the hero, right?
Well, that's one of the things that I liked about that wrestling show, Kimono Michi.
Right. Because he was the heel, right?
Yeah, he was the hero. They summoned him. And they're like, dude, thank you so much. And he's like, wait, did you just say like you don't like beast people?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, no, we hate them. They're
like,
evil. And he's
you.
like, I love beast people. They're my favorite thing. You guys are bad. I'm going to go and start a pet store.
I'm going to start a pet store, yeah.
That whole plot was just like so much fun. And this lines up with that whole like, oh yeah, you think you know what we're doing? We're going to flip it on you. We're going to do something different.
I
appreciate that.
I was confused though, because it started off with like some sort of trafficking ring, and like I was just like, what am I watching?
Doesn't matter.
Didn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't matter. So yeah, that's that one. Not going to watch it, I don't think.
No, it's hard because we're so oversaturated with isekais that
you gotta be a really good isekai for me to fucking watch you, because I'm fucking sick of you.
You gotta convince us fast or slow with a 1 hour episode.
Was that an hour long?
No, sometimes it works though. Like Shield Hero.
Oh yeah,
that was an hour long.
Was it?
Yeah,
that's so long ago, man.
Yeah, I remember one specific thing is you were like, how much has I've been watching?
Yeah.
It's one of those things,
you know. Fine, bye. Oh, that is true. And or just be really gorgeous, because I'll go, God, you suck. But
that's why I watched Princess Connect Redive or whatever,
or Jobless Reincarnated. We're like, God, you look so fucking good. You're dirty old man.
What's going on, you son of a bitch? Yeah, man. Jobless Reincarnate still solid.
Sadly, this one doesn't. It wasn't an hour long. Isn't gorgeous.
It didn't really deliver. Sorry. But Muv Love Alternative, made by the Umeda Company, Graphinica, and Flagship Line, based off of a visual novel, may grab some people's attention.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like really into old anime that's for some reason being made today,
Yeah.
Did this not give you like old mech vibes from like?
Yeah, this is exactly. It's a kaiju military show set in 1998.
Okay, good. It feels like it's fucking 1998.
Yeah, and then it's essentially like EDF, the game that I love, where everyone gets into these like fights with big old monsters, and they're very like, oh, we're the best. We're gonna fucking do it. We love our country. That kind of vibe.
And they get super boosted.
Yeah, humans lose, and then it says it's 2001 at the end of the episode, so they just fucking blow through a bunch of plot.
That's what I forgot.
One of the hardest things for me with first episodes, I mean, kind of like I was talking about earlier with Dune and sci-fi things, is that sometimes it bores me when it does too much. And this wasn't boring me, but it just made me go, why do I care?
Yeah, what's going on?
Why did you show me all that? You already did a time jump and I don't know these characters or anything. Why do I care?
Yeah.
If you set me up with the characters, maybe connect to certain things, and then had like humans are gonna go into a fight, and then the next episode starts with the humans losing, that would be like whoa, you guys are doing weird stuff, and I'm interested. But it didn't convince me. It didn't look fantastic. It was just kind of like a very specific older genre being told today.
Yeah, what's interesting is like
sure.
I remember them doing the time jump at the end, and it's like, oh, that's right, they did go forward. I wonder if that's going to change the way they're like telling their story or looks, because like it did feel dated, but it makes sense, the story, because like shit ton of people die in this first one, right? Except for one character that we thought's the main character, but the way it looks is like, it looks like the girl that she saved, the only sole survivor, she's gonna be the main character for this shit going forward. But yeah, it just, I wish there was a good like mech kaiju show that I could just say like, go watch this.
Sakugan might be that.
Could be,
because it's a kaiju show.
Yeah, because it's
a mech show.
But this isn't like, if you're doing this isn't for
this
like,
is not
this
what
isn't
we're
it.
looking for.
This isn't it. And it was really gruesome. Like I did not expect it to be. I did not expect it to be that
violent.
I was like,
it was violent.
There's a point where like one of the guys gets like slammed into the wall, and he's just like, oh, I'm stuck, and I thought he was gonna get saved. No, he gets melted, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
gross.
Anime, dude. Sometimes it gets you, sometimes it doesn't, and this got him. It got him.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like older stuff, give this one a try. Maybe it's like something up your alley if you were into that kind of stuff in the past, but not for me. Gonna pass.
The Faraway Paladin, made by Children's Playground Entertainment, based off of a light novel. This one, it does something similar to the last isekai we just talked about.
Yeah,
where this motherfucker is born, and instead of being like brought in as the hero of things, I mean, he still kind of is, but he's brought in by these outcast,
like undead
evil
monsters,
typically evil creatures. So yeah, he's being raised by
a ghost, a mummy,
yep,
and then I don't know, like some sort of Frankenstein's monster. What was the last guy?
Like a skeleton armor man.
Oh, okay,
or
yeah,
something like a Dullahan or something. I don't know.
I don't remember what they're all named, but I remember enjoying their names. Like they had very like visceral names.
Sure,
I was like, nice.
And this is essentially just he's growing up as a paladin, but he's with these evil things, and he's being raised right though.
Yeah.
So he's being raised as a righteous paladin, and he's gonna be like, I'm here to like bring peace to the world, but I'm not going to kill the bad things because they're my friends. Yeah. I feel like that's going to be the course of this show, because in the first episode, it's really just like he's talking to his parents.
He's like, I've never seen a human before.
Yeah.
What's the deal? Give me the lowdown. I don't know. I think it looked okay, but it's, again, not an isekai that's, I think it's like breaking the mold or doing something super crazy different.
It's got like a clean, bright color palette, like very pop out style animation. It looks fine. It's all right. It looks like a younger isekai.
Yeah,
I think.
Just it doesn't seem like something I'd watch. So,
anyways, something you probably won't watch as well, if I'm correct. Build Divide pound 000000 code black. It might not. It has like a few different names.
Yeah,
because that is the actual code for just the color black on computers and shit. Anyways, it's made by Leiden Films, and this is an original anime.
This fucking sucked, dude.
Yeah, your reaction was very immediate.
Yeah, it was so. I was like, "What was this?"
What?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's one of those animes where they play a card game that like doesn't exist. It was original, right?
Yeah.
God, I really that kind of makes me happier because then there's not like someone peddling a stupid card game out there.
We never said that.
Oh, is there a card game out there?
This could be original, and the card game could be just coming out.
It's bad, dude. Like our main character is like meets somebody, and he's got amnesia, and he's just like, "Let me teach you how to play the game." And she's like, "Teach him how to play the game," and he's having like flashbacks, and then he kind of remembers who he is, and he puts on his fucking COVID mask on. He's got like a bunny motif going on, and the lady's just like, "Yeah, you gotta."
Everything you're doing sounds sick right now, by the way.
You gotta beat the king of the town, and then you get your one wish. He's like, I'm gonna get that
tight.
one wish.
I would be into that.
And they're explaining the game, and I'm like,
but
this
the game explanation
is fucking
whatever.
broken. It's just like,
it's hella funny though, because it's just like these anime characters laying down other anime character cards in different anime styles that then take on the anime style we're watching and do weird fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole thing seemed like very funky, but it did seem like, okay, this is going to go along with like a mobile game or something like that, right?
It did feel like it belongs to that, yeah.
Had some very strong those vibes. But the important thing is, if you watch this show, I guarantee you are a fan of like electronica. This had some bumping fucking tracks, dude. That was the thing that got me through. Because, I mean, you know, you try to find the positives in all these things that we're bitching about and saying, didn't work for me. This is garbage. We also try to find like, you know,
good things.
Oh, this character's cool. This music's good. That line was like very well thought out. Like whatever. Just had a lot of different parts that were breaking apart as we're writing down what we feel about these. Build Divide just had good ass music. Everything else fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
For sure.
Like you say everything's, you know, exactly how it is. And when you're saying that, that sounds cool. And when you storyboard it, that sounds cool. And when you show it to me, it literally sounds cool, but it doesn't look great, and I don't give a fuck about what's going on.
It's when the effect of like, let's add this other cool thing to this story, and then eventually your bag is filled with cool shit, but none of it works together.
Sure,
except for the music sounding nice.
Music sounded nice. Whatever. And the final Crunchyroll show of the season, that's not, you know, a sequel or continuing or any of that bullshit, is a Crunchyroll original and made by Crunchyroll Studios, High Guardian Spice.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first time that I've seen Crunchyroll drop everything at once, like drop all the episodes at once.
Of a new show, right?
Yeah, of a new show aside from something that's already existed.
Yeah, something really
Nobody has ever seen this before, and they just dropped it all like Netflix does. 12 episodes at once, you get to see it all.
You know, this is the show that's been announced. That was announced a long time ago.
It got delayed for 2 years.
Yeah, so
it was supposed to come out in 2019.
And there was a time where I thought like maybe this just wasn't going to happen anymore. And when you said, "Hey, dude, it's on the list," they just dropped it all at once. Twitter let me know. Like
Twitter let me fucking know. And then Crunchyroll sent an email like 2 days later.
Like Crunchyroll didn't do a good job of advertising this. It could be a case of Sony being like, cool, finish your dumb little project.
It's made by like Funimation, Sony as the producers.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they might be like, cool, finish it up, just drop it all at once, and then we're gonna keep it pushing. Because they did have high hopes. I remember like,
what was the name of the Aztec one that it was really interesting, but then it didn't wind up being
Onyx
cool.
Equinox.
Onyx Equinox, yeah. So this and Onyx Equinox were both announced pretty close to each other.
I feel like it.
But High Guardian Spice was supposed to be made by an all-female studio.
I think we heard about that at Crunchyroll Expo. Like, didn't we hear about that? And they were like, yeah, it's like an all-female, you know, staff with writers and animators, which is super cool.
Dude, yeah. I'm like, hell yeah, give those women
give
cool
some representation in the fucking industry, right? As opposed to just it being a man world. Mm-hmm. And that also reflects in the show. The show, there's a lot of the characters are, you know, girls and stuff. And
yeah.
So,
I mean, and same with like Onyx Equinox had a lot of Spanish people that were working on it. Just from...
and the creator and director, whatever, was also a woman and Hispanic. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, cool, good for you. She's like, there's a lot of positive things going on. Not to say that this show was amazing. I just don't think it's for us. Like, I don't think the target audience is younger.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And it looks okay.
It's all in English. One complaint that people have for Crunchyroll, and I think this is a legitimate thing that they might be facing some legal action over. They don't provide closed captions.
Interesting.
So anything that is subtitled means that it didn't originally have English, but if it's in English, you can switch the captions to any language except for English.
Huh.
Yep. So that's something that is a weird legal issue.
Yeah.
That Netflix had to deal with in 2012.
So yeah, I wonder if that'll pop up here.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get on that. Yeah, let's see.
I hope that nothing bad comes of it, though. I hope that they just put out some closed captions
Yeah.
and help people out that are hard of hearing or just can't hear at all.
It feels weird, especially because, like, you know, they had so much time to do this, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe who knows how long the delay took?
I mean, they have everything in every other language.
Not English, huh?
Not English. They have the entire script.
Not in English, though.
But not in English.
Okay, so this one's about a couple of friends who go to they get enrolled into like a fantasy school to become what they call guardians, I think, which are kind of like heroes in this world. I think, you know, swords, you know, magic kind of stuff. That's the vibe. They're best friends. What's her name is Rosemary and what's her name?
Is it Sage?
Sage. There we go. Thank God.
I'm like, I don't remember who's who.
Yeah, and then, you know, they go to the new town. They get boarded up by their relatives, who, right? Sage's cousin or aunt. I don't know what they are, but they're a gay couple, and it's super cool.
And they immediately start treating these kids as their own kids.
Yeah, which
I was kind of into.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, all the vibes of this were totally
nice.
on point.
Yeah.
If I was a kid, I wouldn't have watched it because it was a little too like girly for me.
Yeah.
If I was a kid, that's how I would feel. Now, to me, it looks a lot like She-Ra, and I want somebody to watch it and go, you should check this out. You'll like it. But I don't want to commit to it because it didn't do anything super promising in the first episode. Just like She-Ra. She-Ra didn't do shit. People just said, you should watch this. And I'm like, okay. And then I finally got into it after like a season.
But like the vibes I was getting for like this kind of show is like it's a Steven universe where like it's really cute, but there's also deep stuff going on.
Well, that's why I compared to She-Ra.
You know, like, like I haven't seen She-Ra, so I can't say that.
Also very gay.
Yeah.
Like all these shows, very gay, very colorful. Steven Universe was the most like right off the bat. All right, there's gonna be some weird shit. Not exactly cool.
I appreciate that about.
Not exactly cool, meaning you're not gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking emotionally.
It's
wreck
not
you.
gonna be easy. Yeah.
So for this one, it's just like it doesn't feel like that's gonna happen, and that's kind of what I want. If it's gonna look like this, I want there to be like a really good story and maybe some deeper stuff. But it feels very childish. Yeah, it's whatever. I don't know.
Characters have a lot of personality. They're a lot of fun. I like most parts of the show.
Yeah.
But it's just not compelling. It feels like it is aimed at a very young audience.
Yeah.
I might be proven wrong because the first episode also puts up a warning that's like, yo, shit's not going to be okay. Like the same warning that went up for Platinum End, the one where the guy tried to kill himself and then was saved and was told, you can manipulate anybody to do anything they want, even kill themselves or fuck you or whatever. She's like, oh,
okay, yeah.
You could steal anything you want. Yeah, that show got the same message as this adorable show for kids that didn't swear or do anything dark or anything like that.
I think it's the death of the mom. I think that's what they were going at because it was normal length. It wasn't an hour-long special. I didn't see anything super dark. I don't know. Whatever.
Interesting. Anyways, yeah, if somebody watches the whole season of it, hit us up. I am super curious how it is, but at the same time, completely unwilling to watch it. So
yes.
But it looks pretty good. The animation was
the style.
Like, yeah, the style was really good. Some of the animation was a little bit choppy here and there. At first, I did not like their mouth movements.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
It bothered me, but then it really, it almost just felt like the beginning was different people working on it.
Yeah, and eventually they figured it out. Yeah,
they hit their stride, and then the rest of it was working out. I
think I felt that way about the dub, like when they're saying their lines and stuff. Like, I don't know. It just like it felt forced. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, cool. I believe you, Sage, and you, fucking Rosemary. Like, yeah,
exactly.
But the beginning it was kind of rough.
By the way, there's only a dub.
Yeah, I'm saying the dub version of it, the English version of it.
That's the only version.
No sub. There's no subs.
Yeah, exactly.
In English.
Cool. Funimation time. That's it for Crunchyroll. They did great. They have one show that I'm interested in, which says a lot. Funimation, however, also has like one show that I'm interested in, and it's not in this list. Oh, no, it is in this list. It is in this list.
It's got a scroll.
Yeah, I was like, where the
long.
fuck is it? So Funimation, we have starting out Selection Project made by Doga Kobo. This is an original anime. And man, they are sure doing everything just as good as Doga Kobo always does.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, Doga Kobo typically makes some good slice of life shit. It's adorable. Lots of cute girls doing cute things with different themes going on. This is another cute girls doing cute things. And this time, it's another idol show.
Yeah, they're singing. It's a they're trying to find the next Japanese pop idol, and like every region of Japan has girls going up and singing, and they're competing, and they sing really beautifully, and it's animated really nice, and everything's really cute, and it's good. I don't think I'm gonna watch it though, just because it's not really my vibe.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I like the song too.
It looks so good.
Yeah, like so good.
That's all I have to say about it.
I will say that the ending of the first episode kind of took me for a loop because usually I expect things to happen. I go, cool, that's the main character. Let's see the main character progress. And even though she stumbled, I expected her to win or whatever. She lost.
Oh, shit.
She's walking home all sad and glum. And I was like, oh, no.
It's that Doga Kobo twist.
I was like, fuck, dude, what's going to happen? Is she going to like somehow be like an alternate, or like is she's going to have to work differently and get there eventually? And I was like, I don't know. Don't care. Not going to watch it. Looks so good, though.
It does look really good. Honestly, it's a cute show. Anything Doga Kobo makes is just adorable.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Check it out if you're looking for cute shit. Speaking of cute shit, Mute King the Dancing Hero, made by Tatsunoko Production and Tezuka Productions. This is an original anime starring Muteki, the Mute King.
You want music?
Who
you
dances.
Want music this season, bitch? We got music.
All right, so I don't. Okay, this is like
What's
a
your
weird.
problem? This is the best show of the season. We talk about
This is like a weird, like Neo Cyber Future kind of world where this
Neo
kid,
San Francisco.
Yeah, it's Neo San Francisco. I didn't have it in my notes. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I
Well,
literally just describing the style and was like, oh yeah, it tells you the style in the name of the place they are. Of course. So yeah, in Neo San Francisco, this fucking kid is good at breakdancing, and he breakdances to music. And there's another guy that's being goofy, and he's like encouraging him, and carries around like a boombox and is like, bro, dance. Come on,
his name's DJ.
Yeah, his name is DJ. And they try to clarify that, and he will not clarify it.
Yeah, no, call me DJ.
It's so good. It's so stupid. It was fun. I don't care.
No,
it had so much style.
Yeah, I like the intro song. Like I was like, oh, I'm having a fun time. The music's kind of bumping, the visuals and stuff. The show kind of starts. It looks interesting. There's music. There's dancing. He also turns into a giant hero when he needs to defeat these monsters, because there's monsters in this world. And yeah, the one complaint I have is there's this place called Taco in this show. And the tacos look fucking vile. Everything was black on the plate.
Hey man, nothing wrong with that.
I thought it was gonna be a joke, like because he couldn't pay. I thought they were gonna burn his food. It's like, no, that was his.
That
food.
was his food.
Taco.
It's a Neo food. You know? Yeah.
They changed the coloring in it.
More than anything, I feel like this would be a really good like Parappa the Rappa, Jemmy Lammy kind of game.
Okay.
You know, to where if you were breakdancing and pressing the buttons and the music's playing, and then your character's growing as like a hero, they're doing like cool rap shit at each other. I'm into that.
I agree. But it's not that.
But it wasn't that, and I don't think that a whole show would be that convincing for me with the characters that they gave us. Goofy, fun, nothing substantial. And right now, that's not the kind of goofy fun that I'm looking for. So,
okay.
Oh well. Pride of Orange, made by C2C. This is an original anime, and I wanted this to be better than it was.
I agree. Like I was like, my notes are just like, I don't understand why they have to dance. Why can't they just play hockey? Why can't it be cute girls playing hockey?
I would be okay with both, but I'm not, because it just, again, wasn't that convincing. The hockey elements in it were not that convincing. It wasn't like,
I like the intro hockey part of it when they're in the World Cup or whatever. I was like, oh, cool, they're doing it. And then I was like, oh,
yeah, we have to learn about
how they
all
get
of it.
there.
Yeah,
fuck, I want an established fucking hockey team. Have one person come new to the team, teach them, or your second option, have someone have amnesia and have them have to relearn how to play hockey.
So the whole deal with this show is cute girls doing cute things and playing hockey. Nobody's knocking out any teeth, from what I could tell.
Yeah.
They're more dancing and hitting stuff, I guess.
The part that...
And then the winner gets to absolutely dunk on the losers by performing like idol show.
The part that kills me is that like it's not the girls' decision to do this. It's like later on we see that the coach is like, awesome, we have people trying out for the hockey team and most of them are girls, so now I can do my dream of combining hockey with live performances. They'll just perform right on the ice, which I don't think is sanctioned in the sport, because the other team doesn't get a fucking dance off.
Fuck it. Yeah. I mean, when you look at everything, it's like, all right, that could be fun.
It could be.
It's short as well.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Wasn't it short?
I feel I was there for 23 minutes. That's what I feel like. I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me check my notes. I probably didn't take good notes.
I don't think you did. I think I scrolled through some of your notes. I'm like, what the
Hockey
fuck?
Idol girls. I'm the best.
My notes, I got more notes than that.
Usually I don't need many notes on it.
I don't think it's a short one, but it could be.
If it's something that I care about, I'll take some amount of notes.
I'm
if
not
it's
questioning
something
your
like
note taking.
this,
You do whatever you want.
no, I'm just saying, all you need to know is it's a hockey idol girl show. I don't think that anyone's going to be convinced that's not a fan of those two things being combined.
Yeah, true.
So those are the important notes. It looks okay. Anyways, like visually it looks okay.
Yes,
They're
okay.
cute. They're nailing the cute girls,
Yeah.
right? They're nailing that look, not... Anyways.
Are they?
I
I can't. I think their dancing is CG. Is it? I can't remember.
don't think
What a blur.
they danced.
In
They
the
just
beginning,
kinda-
they danced.
Oh, at the very beginning, right?
They won the
They
World
weren't
Cup.
just doing their two steps.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Anyways, banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside, made by Studio Flat in Wolfsbane. This is based off of a light novel, and you might know Wolfsbane from that one show that Juan and Sierra watched called Peter Grill and the horny circle or whatever the hell.
What?
Peter Grill?
Wait, did I watch
The
that?
super horny show?
Oh, and the dude just fucked everybody. Everyone want to fuck him?
Yeah.
That was a good show.
Yeah, so this is made by those people. Tell us about Banished from the Hero's Party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside.
So this dude uses his blessing, which is his ability. Everybody in this world has an ability
Mhm.
to find herbs and open an apothecary.
Hell yeah.
That's about it. That's all
right.
there really is to it. He was a part of the heroes group,
He got kicked out.
and also the hero happened to be his sister.
Yeah.
And I guess someone else that was there was like, "Hey man, honestly, your power kind of sucks and was only good for us at the beginning of our
at a
quest."
party too,
Yeah,
of all
like-
places.
No,
he's just chilling on a balcony, I'm having a good night. And then this other guy comes up and he's like, "You suck, and you're out of the club."
He really shit on him. He was just like, "Look, man, your power's not good anymore because we're all higher levels than you. You actually don't have any strong attacks, and you're not actually really strong. That weapon of yours is the thing that's really strong, and you're holding us back because we have to protect you and worry about you dying. Maybe you should leave." And the guy goes, "Yeah, maybe I should leave," and he leaves.
And then he's living a very happy life.
Mhm.
And other people are like, "Hey, you want to come back to the hero's party?" And he's like, "What? No."
No, other people are like, "Hey man, I heard you're really good at doing this thing. Can you do this thing for us? Upgrade your level quest. Your adventure level." And he goes like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm just gonna keep collecting mushrooms at a really cheap price and try to save money for an apothecary." He saves some kid, and after he saves the kid, he's like, "Cool. I want my wish to be you make me a giant building for my store or whatever." And the guy's like,
Okie
"I said I'd give you whatever you wanted, and here it is."
Here's your apothecary
And it
store.
kind of ends like that. He goes, "Yeah, that's my job. I'm just gonna stay here and do stuff." Hopefully, that is what it is. It does seem like maybe his sister's gonna come and find him because there was one shot where she's longingly looking for him.
We've gotten a couple of anime that do similar stuff.
Yeah, last season there was that guy that was an isekai or whatever. I don't know if it was a guy, but he was a young dude that made potions or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much the same
Same
plot.
thing, yeah.
And then we had the one where the girl just kept killing slimes for 300 years or whatever.
Yeah, was it a girl?
She
That was
was-
a guy.
Was that one the guy one? I don't know. There was one with a witch.
There was a guy one and there was a girl one. But there's also
because there was the guy who lived with the slimes. That's the one you're thinking of.
there's also the girl who was the kind witch or whatever, and she lived forever, and she met a dragon, right? And remember that one?
Yeah. That's the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's it,
where
yeah.
She's just hella powerful all of a sudden and forever.
Yeah, these are fun. They're getting lazy.
She lives forever. Anyways, yeah, another isekai, whatever.
Is this one isekai? I don't remember. Whatever. Who cares? Next thing.
Pretty much whatever.
Not for us.
Anything that's generic fantasy that really feels like there's a hero and stuff like that.
Feels like an isekai.
It'll fall into that category in my own head. Anyways, either AI, sorry, AMIA. I can't talk.
It's
AMA
AMAIM. There you go.
or a MAME, which is what I kept trying to say in my head. A MAME warrior of the borderlines. Sorry, warrior at the borderline. I can't talk. This show sucks. Sunrise Beyond original. This is a mech show. Sunrise Beyond has done a bunch of stuff that's kind of mechy. Sunrise did a bunch of mech stuff, and Sunrise Beyond started doing more mech stuff. Long story short, it's just goddamn mechs, dude.
Yeah, I know. It just my notes are it's just super generic looking mechs. They have cute little avatars inside of them or whatever inside the mechs. But this is the only show that has mechs with cute avatars inside of them.
It's not. Yeah.
Pass. It's just not. It's just fucking boring. Whatever.
He essentially meets a robot that has a conscience.
Yeah,
and they team up.
he meets an AI with an attitude, but guess what? Another show we meet another AI with an attitude. So
It just kind of happens.
same shit, different day.
Yeah.
I think the other one's better. We'll get to that one later.
Is there anything to really stand out about this one?
No.
Because
The only thing that stands out of this guy is this dude's fucking hair is ridiculous. He's got like a normal shaved head and like the classic spiky tufts for like a main character, and then three just braids out the back.
Yeah.
Dumbest hair I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that stood out for me.
Yeah. Reminds me of Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the hair, at least. Hey, The Vampire Dies in No Time, made by Madhouse. This is based off of a manga. It is a comedy, cartoony, goofy ass.
It's a funny show.
Man, I didn't care about any of it.
It was so hilarious.
The jokes didn't land for me, but it was very much like, I'm a vampire and I die all the time.
I think it's a very classic like anime comedy that like, you know, we've probably outgrown.
It feels like it would have been a small joke within Sleepy Princess.
Yeah, but they just kept doing it over and over.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that this didn't need to be as long as it was.
I think a younger audience would appreciate this show, though.
Yeah, but they already have a Ruma, like, demon high school or whatever.
Oh, yeah. They already got that one. Same shit. Anyways, in this one, the vampire is actually...
literally, like, just a better thing.
Yeah. The vampire he's, like, actually, like, a huge wimp, and he likes to play video games and stay at home, and he ends up having to live with the 100 or whatever, and that's it.
It's just a really goofy take at vampires in anime, which is not really needed. It didn't feel like it had a place.
Yeah,
when I watched it. Whatever, for a younger generation.
Yeah, that's my guess is, like, if you're younger and still into, you know, I guess really cheap anime comedy, this is it.
Look, man, if I'm watching 2 vampire shows as a kid, I'm having a great life.
Yeah, dude.
Let's just put it that way.
In this season, there are 3 vampire shows.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. It would be like watching Gargoyles and Mummies Alive and then another thing.
And then,
you know,
fucking Street Sharks. But only
Street Sharks, sure, yeah.
But only because, you know, you actually want to watch Ninja Turtles, but that's on later. You gotta wait.
Yeah, but the Street Sharks toys are cooler.
They are cooler.
Because you could move their, like, little...
I know why they're cooler.
And then they go chomp, 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 chomp.
I know.
Oh, they chomp. It's great. Hey, Things That Chomp, Arena, the Vampire Cosmonaut, made by Arvo Animation. This is based off of a light novel. And the reason I say Things That Chomp isn't because it's about blood-sucking vampires. It's because I'm not going to watch this show.
This show's great.
Okay, so a lot of things were fantastic in this show.
What was wrong with it? Tell me one wrong thing. You can't.
I'll get there. It's set up in like a period piece where it's we haven't gone very many places in space yet.
No.
It takes place in Russia. Vampires are real. People know about them. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, people don't know about them because of propaganda.
Right.
So it's kind of breaking down all the like, oh, this is what vampires actually do.
Yeah.
Garlic doesn't do shit. Vampires are fine.
Like they're essentially in pop culture, but you know, just like the bullshit that we know. And then we find out later none of that stuff's actually real.
Yeah. So our main character is learning about vampires because he's going to work with her and they're both going to go to space.
Yeah, well, I think he's
going to help her get to space.
Yeah, he's training to be a cosmonaut, right? Mm-hmm. This is during the space race in an alternate world.
Yep.
Where Russia... I mean, Russia actually did get the dog up there first, but Russia's pushing a lot harder than whatever the American equivalent or the British equivalent. I don't know, but
I didn't pay.
He was told, "Hey, you're a great, you know, cadet, but you're not going to make the cut." But he still decides to stick around, and instead they give him the task of teaching this vampire how to become an astronaut because they're like, "Hey, if we get a human up there and their human dies, people are going to get pissed." But if we get a fucking vampire up there, no one's gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, and they're also like vampires don't breathe.
Yeah,
so
and
they could live
cold.
in space.
They're just
and shit.
better than us.
Yeah.
And they turn to sand if you bump them on the head.
There's no sun in space. You know, stupid things that are being said. Anyways, so it's a whole bunch of vampire hate, and we're learning about why vampires are cool as hell. It looks pretty good. It's just very, like, it's doing its own thing really well.
Yes.
And then there's a little bit of hate towards vampires.
Which isn't cool.
No, when they go to like eat, there's some hate towards vampires. So everyone gets the fuck out of there. And now I understand their hate. At this food scene, I fucking get it. Because she's chomping down on these fish eggs, like rolling it around with her teeth and like tongue, and then squishing on them.
I understand.
And we could see from inside of her mouth, and it was just way too much detail. And then I watched the second episode because I was like, I liked so many parts. I just didn't really like that whole weird fetish part.
Did they do it again?
No, they show a flashback of it. And they keep showing shots of inside of her mouth because apparently vampires are just a huge fetish where you want to fuck their mouth. Speaking of, if you go onto the internet, you can get a Nezuko mouth, like fucking dick sleeve or whatever.
What?
Yeah. If you're
Right.
looking for that demon mouth of an underage girl, you can find it.
She's undead. How does that fare?
She's dead to me.
I don't know. I don't watch the thing. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I understand. And I do remember you mentioning the fish eggs or whatever. And it didn't click until I was watching.
Oh, it's a fetish thing, dude.
And I'm saying, look, as plain devil's advocate, it was animated very well.
Yeah, because it was a fetish thing.
It looked really good.
There's no devil's advocate when you're like,
On top of that,
people got off so hard.
on top of all
this
of that,
vampire.
maybe this vampire's never eaten fish eggs, so she's experiencing food for the first time. How can you shit on her for that?
Yeah, they explain it in the lore. That's why they showed
This
the
guy-
flashback. She can't taste. She can only feel textures, so the popping is fun for her.
Come on, man. You're being really rude to vampires out there.
I don't give a shit. They showed like just enough for me to know that this show is definitely a show that you could fucking crank it. That's all I needed to know.
I think the show's good. I think it looks really nice. And the fish egg thing didn't bother me.
That's fine, man. You could crank it all you want.
That's not
You
what's
do what
happening.
you want to
I'm
do.
cranking it to another show, okay?
I'm
Thank
having
you.
a great time on my own. I don't need this show.
To
Okay.
crank it.
I got Metroid Dread.
To
you
crank
know?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, this level's so fucking hard.
God, is that a chozo?
I think it looks good. So, next show.
Another show that arguably looks like way better than that. Tesla Note, made by Gambit. This is based off of a manga. Did you think I was serious for a second?
I forgot. No, I had like a hot flash of how bad this show is.
Yeah, this 3D animation, oh man, it's rough.
Dude, it starts off with that weird 3D 2D combo because you know that these characters aren't gonna be there for so long, so we'll just draw them in, and they just do that horrible thing where they put them too close to each other. I'm just like, why are you fucking doing this?
Right.
In this show, we got a ninja girl who's being taught to save the world, and she has to go get like crystal shards in the past or the future. I don't know.
Nicholas Tesla spread crystals across the world.
Please,
you know the plot. You know the plot. Nicholas Tesla spent all this time spreading crystals across the world because they withhold forbidden inventions, probably like teleportation and time travel and shit.
Yeah.
So Tesla Note is about the notes that Tesla left behind, and that's the show, man. It's fucking. It looks so bad.
You know, like we were saying, how there's always a redeemable quality, or like there's something we can talk about positively. I don't think this show has one. This show is absolutely the worst.
Yeah.
It's so fucking bad.
Look, man, I'm not trying to argue it either way.
If you like this show, you're more than welcome to. You're just blind and you don't have fucking good taste.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to like this show. This show is absolute ass. It's like on the same level of, it's probably better than that other one. What was the one where the robots, they really, it was
X-Arm.
X-Arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's better than X-Arm somehow.
I would put it on the same level as an old Nickelodeon show I used to watch called Butt Ugly Martians.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Very good. And those
Where-
Butt Ugly Martians.
Well, they leaned into it. They were like, this animation's pretty shit, but what if that was our thing? Tesla Note, take some Tesla notes.
Yeah.
Hey, my senpai is annoying, made by Doga Kobo, based off of a manga. Doga Kobo, where have I heard that name before?
Oh,
from that really cute thing from
made
earlier.
This one too.
They made this one too.
I didn't realize that.
This was adorable.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
And if I'm in the mood for a show like this, I'll watch it.
Maybe you'll watch it. Yeah, I also, after finishing the episode, I was like, you know what? That was all really nice.
Yeah.
And it looked good. The story's good. I'm having fun with the characters. But also on the same thing, I probably won't watch this, though.
Yeah. It felt like it was, it's in the vein of shows that I've seen before, like My Love Story. It feels a little bit like that.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like that. Not Science Fell in Love, so I studied it or whatever the fuck it is.
Not that one?
Not that one, but the other one that came out around the same
Love
time.
is War?
No, but it's about these adults that work together and have love lives.
Okay, they're otakus or whatever.
Yeah.
They're gamers.
The otaku gamer love
Yeah.
life for adults. Yeah, it felt like it was kind of in that same vein, but it was doing the cutest, most sweet version of the otaku one, and it was doing a little bit more grown up version, a little bit more polished version of My Love Story.
Yeah.
Slice of life between a character who is apparently an adult, looks like a child.
She's very short and, small.
And her coworker is in love with her, but he doesn't realize it. And he also treats her like a child.
Yeah, and
because she acts like a child.
He's a giant mountain bear of a man.
Yep. It's
So
very much
cute.
that. It's cute. It's fun. I liked it.
Mhm.
It didn't do anything problematic other than her being like tiny as fuck. But there's nothing wrong with that because sometimes people are tiny as fuck.
Yeah, they can't help it.
Yeah.
They can't help how tiny as fuck they are.
Thankfully, it's not like creepy,
Gross,
shit.
yeah,
because
like-
it could have easily crossed into that, and it not once did. It's a really sweet show.
I think the one time it might have been like it was like uncomfortable. She's like he described her as her younger sibling, and then she quickly said, or her child, and she was like, "Can I be your wife instead?" I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. We're getting on that level.
Mhm.
Nice. I'm liking that."
Well, he, trying to do that as a way of like, how do I not put her off,
But also
like show that I really care about her
Yeah.
kind of situation. And she's like, I'm taking direction, and also that made me feel sad because I see us differently.
Also,
And yeah.
as a note, if your coworker says don't rub the top of their head, you should probably stop doing that.
Oh yeah,
That's
probably.
that's HR shit, bro.
That is some HR shit. But counterpoint, it's happened in the past, and she's been like, "Why did you stop?"
What? He was asking for her, bro. I did really like the scene when they're when they're walking, and she's just like, "You don't have to shorten your steps."
Yeah.
When you wait for like, go ahead and walk normal. And he's just like, okay. And so he
I'm
walks.
like, wow. Okay, dumbass.
He walks normal, and she's just running the
Sprints
entire
the whole day. Yeah.
That was when I'm like, I really like that. I think that's hella funny.
It had some cute little situational jokes. I feel like had smart writing. It had a cool character.
Yeah, it was good.
It looked good. One of the things that I liked most about this show, which is going to be fucking weird, is the fans. Did you see the goddamn fans on the ceiling?
No.
The ceiling fans, my guy? You didn't see the
No,
ceiling
what's wrong with
fans?
them?
Nothing was wrong with them. They were my favorite part, is what I'm saying, because they decided this all takes place in an office setting. Let's do some fun design shit. So instead of them being like regular ass ceiling fans, the lights themselves, there are like these tubes that are in the fans, like the fan portions of it.
Yeah.
And then the fans are also like, they have all this negative space, and like it looked
What are
fucking
you talking
weird.
about? That's what
I
you,
know.
That's what you noticed.
Yes, because they're in a boring ass office, and they decided to like put this extra detail on that. I was like, okay, let's check out some other stuff. They had some like just a lot of detail on the walls and just in areas that you wouldn't expect because it's such like a boring fucking setting. And shout outs to Doga Kobo for doing such a good job.
What about the coworker that drank out of a vodka bottle?
That's the reason that I want to watch this.
That was hella funny. She's just like,
Yep.
she's like, yeah, I don't drink coffee. I drink this. And she's like, oh, you can't drink at work. He's like, it's water. Don't worry about it. I don't think it's water.
She's a fucking rascal,
Yeah, I like
and I
her.
loved that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to watch this show because of the main characters. I want to watch it because I'm interested in what all the supporting cast does, because it seems
Shout out
like
to
they
the
have
chief.
fun extra
Like the
jokes.
chief. It looks like a good show, but again,
So-
it's like one of those things where like I'm not dedicated to this, but I can see myself maybe watching.
If I'm in the mood, this is the show out of everything
That's on
that
that
I'm-
top
yeah.
of the list. Yeah,
that's on my top of my I'm
Maybe.
gonna watch this if I need something list.
yeah, I agree.
Next up is Taisho Tome Fairy Tale, made by Synergy SP, based off of a manga.
They're married.
This
Next.
show, no, not next.
Next.
This is the most problematic goddamn show I've ever
What's
seen.
the big issue?
She
They're
is
married.
a literal child
Is she?
who
I didn't
got
pay attention.
sold off.
How old is she? Oh, it's in it.
She is 14. She was 12 when she was sold off.
This isn't in the old timey days, right?
And she's like, we're going to do some fuck. It was like, I think it's early 1900s.
No problem. Keep it pushing. Next show. I didn't realize that. I didn't pay too much attention to this. I'm like, they're just doing married
This
stuff.
show was fucking gross.
The only part I thought was super weird when she's just like, hey, like, I'm not going to sleep with you because I'm not ready there or whatever. It's like, but I'll save myself for you. I was like,
yeah,
ugh.
because they're not married yet because she's an actual child.
I didn't know that. I didn't pay attention to that
She had
part.
to tell her kid, like her children friends, she was like, yeah, I'm getting sold off now, so I have to leave school. And
Oh,
I'm
I
just
did
like,
notice that part. That's funny. I mean, like, not like funny as in like, haha, she got sold off. More like, huh, I was paying attention. This show sucked.
this show was so just.
It's romantic. They're gonna fall in love.
That was the problem with it, is that they don't say any of these things and go like, oh man, like, oh, bummer, because that was their life, and they're like, yeah, I get sold off now. Okay, well, I hope you have a good life. You know, it was pleasant. And then
That
she's
was
like,
how it
I'm
was,
gonna be
man.
the best wife for you forever.
She's like, I'm sorry, my hair is so fucking crazy. And he's like, I don't even fucking want you.
Yeah, he's like, I'm so depressed. And she's like, I'm going to make you feel better. So it's going to be their gross, fucked up relationship
like,
where she is just devout to him because that's what she was sold to be.
Yeah.
And he's just sad until he cheers up and then he actually falls in love with her and she falls in love with him and they have their own problematic marriage that it's going to be gross.
Yo, but she gives her that bowl and he drinks it and it's some good soup.
You're right. Best anime of the season.
Best anime of the season. Good soup. Soup of the season. Because of this show.
Hey, Visual Prison. That's what I felt like when I was watching that last show. You know what I'm saying? Visual Prison, made by A1 Pictures. This is an original show, and this is our last vampire show.
Do you want to compare notes? Because my notes are really short.
Oh, mine are too. Okay, what are yours?
My notes for Visual Prison is fuckboy vampires saying, I hated this.
Oh man, you had more than me by like one word. Hot Vampire Men band show.
Oh, okay.
Really just concise and to the point. Dude, there are a lot of hot vampire men in this show. Let me tell you, these boys are fucking hot.
No.
And guess what? They all are also band people and they play music. So there's one guy who's like a half vampire and he can like see this cool vampire rock show, but they use the vampire rock show so they could like get energy from all these like
ladies.
Hussies. Sorry, I have to say hussies
Bluesies.
Because they immediately are freaking out over this show that stops in the middle of the street. You don't cheer for things that stop traffic.
That's rude.
You light that on fire and you cause a bigger issue.
Come
on.
Yeah, these vampires were part of a band and they sang and their music sucked, dude.
Oh yeah, it was
There
bad.
was so much singing and every time they sang, like I wanted to fucking jam. I wanted to jam like pencils in my ears. This show was horrible.
With hot boy shows, you never know how it's going to go, but you always have an idea where they nail the hot boy part and then every other part
On the level of hot boy vampire shows, this is in the bottom. I'm going to give it to the other one that Sierra made me watch, or I watched a bit of. Something about blood. I'm going to go with that one.
Cool.
This show sucks. This is fucking horrible. This is more problematic than the last one we talked about.
I think one of the biggest issues with any kind of large group of idols,
Like an ensemble cast.
yeah, like men or women, it's really hard to be into it when it's constantly like similar characters in all these different shows. And if you've already seen one where you like those characters before, why would you want to watch this other show that does something very similar? Or maybe I just don't get it and you goddamn eat that shit up every goddamn time. Doesn't make sense to me, but
let us know if you like it. We don't, so
whoops. Anyways, Ranking of Kings, made by Wit Studio. This is based off of a web manga, and this is probably the show of the season.
This is my fucking jam. I love this show. I will die for this little prince. I will go to war for this little prince. I will stop anyone from harming him. Prince Boji is my prince.
I think a lot of people would judge this differently.
Yeah, I think so
if
too.
they didn't know the studio.
Wit.
So Studio Wit, they made Attack on Titan.
Ever heard of it?
A lot of people liked that. More recently, they made Vivi.
Ever heard of it?
Vivi was fucking sick, and if you haven't heard of that, you should definitely check it out.
Yeah, people haven't heard of that one.
That is a super rad, over-the-top action, emotional. Fuck, it's got everything.
It's some good anime, dude.
So good.
And it's got good music.
Yeah.
Fuck you, the last show we just talked about.
And finally, Great Pretender, which was our anime of the year.
Not the
last year.
Crunchyroll, award winner at all. But
no, it didn't win shit. But it won ours. That was our anime of the year.
It was really sad because we had to fight. We had to
tooth and nail
do our best to not give it everything because it's so fucking good.
It was.
But this show is
so good.
Oh my god!
It's been a year since Great Pretender, man, and now we're getting this.
Yeah. Okay. So Wit's fucking firing all cylinders. I saw the trailer for this. I don't know, a while back, and I was instantly captivated because of the way it looked. It looks different, and that's the thing that I like about it. Like the character designs, the animation, it's visually different. It's not what you could traditionally be animated.
It feels like the same team that worked on Great Pretender, though, which is a good thing.
It's it's like the furthest thing from what you'd say like Attack on Titan, right? Like it's like,
oh yeah. Like that's why I love being like, oh, the same studio that made Vivi, that really dark like future apocalyptic robot show.
Remember when they'd zoom into her eyes and you would see the metal parts? Like gorgeous. This show,
so good,
gorgeous, but in a completely different light.
A very cartoony kind of style, fairy book style,
very cute. And the rating TV-14. So I was like, wait, hold on. It's Wit, it's TV-14, and it looks cute. Shit's gonna fucking pop off.
Dude, yeah, this is for sure the show that I'm most excited about this season.
I'm juiced.
But I know I'm going to like it. So Sakugan is my number 2.
I think
but I'm hoping that show surprises me and becomes something that
it's like something
I'll
amazing.
never forget. Yeah.
I feel like this is already like, there's no way this isn't gonna be good. Like,
I mean,
it's
I can
impossible.
name those 3 of Wit, and they're like 3 of my favorite shows ever. Wit's done other stuff that I've enjoyed, other things that I haven't enjoyed.
Yeah.
But Attack on Titan, Vivi, and Great Pretender are 3 of my favorite shows.
Absolute bangers, yeah.
Those last 2, they just made. And this one, I feel like they're on a good track record.
I feel like this is going to be added to that list of like great Wit shows. But yeah, so it's about a kingdom, and there's a prince, and the prince in this show is a little tiny boy, and no one seems to respect him or pay him much mind because he is deaf and he is mute, so he doesn't speak, he can't hear. And that's like, yeah, and in this society, what I really like about this is that they do a really quick job of like explaining what the kind of the rules of this world is. Like, cool, in this world there's a bunch of kingdoms, and then all the kingdoms are rated depending on how great their king is.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. And so like, depending on how good your kingdom is, that's how high rating your king is, or whatever, essentially something like that, right? I'm like, good. And this kid, he wants to become the best king ever.
Yeah,
but it's hard because no one fucking pays him any mind or respects him, and
he can't really talk. Yeah, so it's hard for people to communicate with him.
Exactly, he's got a disability,
and because it's back in the day, we know that we ostracize those that are different from us,
which is fucked. And then our main character meets a cute little monster. I think he's cute as shit.
I think he's great, dude. He reminds me of like Mega Man stuff.
Yeah, but he's like a little shadow blob that has like 2 eyes, and like he has like hands, and he can use his hands to talk or whatever.
But they're kind of like claws
also at times. Yeah, but he also has like, he takes stuff and he kind of absorbs it, kind of like a bag of holding, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a black hole on the ground. He's tight.
Yeah, he's really cool. And he fucking jacks our boy for his clothes.
Like multiple times.
He also for some reason seems to be the only person to understand what he says. Like, our main character can speak and make noises like with his mouth or whatever, but they're you can't understand it. He can for some reason.
Yeah, and this is either due to the innate magic abilities of the prince, or the innate magic abilities of the creature,
the little dude. Yeah.
Or both.
We don't know.
Honestly, that's one of the things that I think is really interesting, is that we now have our main character who we absolutely love, and he's the most precious thing ever. Yeah. But we have somebody to talk for him as well, who's not like
a good guy.
Yeah,
he's
they're
like a problematic
snarky
best friend. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the duo between the
from him?
Sweetest boy that's ever lived,
the most precious thing I've ever seen,
and just the luckiest bandit that's ever just sat on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. And we can see that they're slowly building a relationship and bonding, and there are the characters who speak sign language with him, right? But for the most part, no one pays a kid mind.
Yeah, well, the royal family has like a translator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though the prince doesn't hear stuff, he can see what people make mocking him and stuff, and it weighs on him, and it makes him sad, and
like he understands what's happening. So I think it's cool that they're doing such a good job handling difficult subjects like that.
Yeah.
Without putting too much like preachiness or pressure on it.
Yeah, being like so like ham-fisted. It's like it's nice and subtle. Like you get the point across. I understand what's going on. Also, dude, fucking giant woman, fuck out of here. Giant man, okay? Both of them. Meet the king. He's dying.
Classic.
He's like,
classic king move.
He's like, Boji, you gotta get good, man. Get good with swords. Come to me, child, with my giant hand. And we get to meet his half brother, right? And they have a little fight. Shit pops off. Animation looks fucking gorgeous for the fight. Like, there was a fight scene earlier with the king, when back in his youngin days. I'm like, that was pretty sick. He like did an onslaught of orcs and stuff.
Oh yeah,
super cool.
That was reminding me of like Game of Thrones would do a lot of things where they're like, oh yeah, this battle, but then they wouldn't show anything. And in the books, they like had all these battles written out as the most epic things that have ever happened.
They took notes. They showed us the battle.
So this was good.
Yeah, and then we see his brother fight his swordmaster, and his brother's really good, and the swordmaster's fucking getting it, beats him, and then our main character fights his brother. And it's a fun fight too. Like, it's animated really well. I remember me and Sierra were watching it because I watched it twice already, the first episode, and Sierra like big chuckle at the moment. And I was just like, at the high climax, I'm like, yeah, me too, bro. That was me like 2 days ago. also loving this shit. It's great.
It's really fun.
One of the,
it's really fun.
Here's one thing I wanted to talk about. I was looking
Ranking of Kings.
I was looking up because I didn't know if I'd missed it. Them saying whether he was deaf or blind. I mean, deaf or not, mute or whatever. Like, so
He's
I was like,
both.
yeah. So I did. I was like, huh. I was like, I looked it up real quick, and there's always like there's wiki pages and stuff. So
Dangerous.
So someone made a wiki page for
just the TV show.
For the TV show.
Yeah.
And it was for our main character, and it's like it's really short because it's new, right? And it says appearance. And I was reading it. It says like in the first sentence, like it does describe what he looks like. His hair looks like this. His eyes look like this. Blah blah blah. And then I kept reading it, and this part killed me because obviously I can tell now that it's like really fan made. It says he has very extremely different styles of drip. They are not only bussing in every way and fashion, but also gets him anything he wants in the kingdom. Much better than a garbage Deku costume his mom made.
Yeah, let's go.
I was like,
let's go. Fuck you, Deku.
I was like, yeah, someone has an agenda here.
We're coming
they're
at you.
pushing it.
We are coming at you. My Hero Academia hasn't done a single original thing.
Step aside, My Hero.
Honestly, it should just stop being made. Has anybody even liked My Hero Academia? That's a question that I have. I'll let you guys know next week when we actually record the episode about the new My Hero Academia movie. If it still sucks or if we're still enjoying it. Turns out nobody knows.
Bones should just pivot, quit, and then essentially just join forces with Wit and make this show even better.
Dude, why isn't Bones going back and making another Bungo Stray Dog season? That's what I want to know.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's just a great show. I think it's going to be my favorite, hands down.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about Ranking of Kings.
Sorry to gush about it, but it was like...
That's the only one worth gushing about.
Yeah, after like a
fucking... We'll talk about a couple more that are okay, but...
Yeah, after like a just bunch of nightmares, this is a really nice spot to land.
Ancient Girl's Frame, made by Seven Stone Entertainment. This is an original anime. How about that? So, this is the one.
The music?
It was so Chinese, so fast. I was like, oh, okay. This is one of those where it's going to be like a different style that I'm used to in general. But it turns out that it was just like a super Chinese intro and outro, meaning that they just sang in Chinese and made it like traditional kind of Chinese sounding music.
Yeah, my notes is like girls trained to learn how to fly mechs and fight off giant space squids or whatever, right?
Yeah, it immediately started feeling like, oh, okay, this is just like a generic space fighting mech. Just a messy show.
Big season. This is season of mech, season of vampires, seasons of ghosts.
But they were also like battle idols.
They were, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were competing to go to a program. The girl's sister was there. I don't know. I don't remember.
It was convoluted. It was boring. It was not good. Didn't look fantastic.
Out of here.
Overall, it was doing something new, but not anything that new.
Yeah, bro. This next one, my notes are like pretty bad.
Oh, you mean Deep Insanity: The Lost Child, made by Silverlink, another original show. Yeah. So
I wrote something about sick people and monsters, maybe a pit. That's all I wrote.
Oh, those are wild notes. Okay. This is like a future fantasy show where people fight monsters in a place called the Asylum. Okay, that's the Deep Insanity. So they're going for like theming. People go and they fight monsters in the asylum. It's not like actual asylum looking stuff. That's just kind of what they call the area. They use a bunch of guns and stuff that materializes out of thin air. It's just, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it makes any sense. They just keep getting guns that keep like attaching extra stuff on guns. It was very action heavy, but it wasn't very like plot heavy.
Yeah. It's like, cool, they shot the thing. Who are these characters? I don't know. What's their motive? I don't know.
I think they really just wanted to show off all the cool like weapons that they've made for this show.
Nice.
All the interesting new animations. Because honestly, the animations of the weapons and how everything was working looked fine, but didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I feel that.
It was just another one of those. Oh shit, we're getting another battle show. We're just fighting shit. I don't know. I guess if you're into that, check it out. It's made by Silverlink. I'm not a big fan of Silverlink, but they've done some stuff that I like. So this just falls into one of the ones that isn't for me. Not going to check it out.
Yeah, I agree. It's just not happening.
It is very stylized though. Like with the your notes clearly being chaotic and all over the place
What the fuck's
goes
going
to
on?
show that it's doing something original. It truly is an original anime. Just like this next one called Rumble Grandal, made by Studio Lerch. This is an original anime.
Yeah. Some sort of dystopian Japan.
Yeah, so what do we
Right,
fucking talk about
So this
here?
one's also
This is just like the other ones,
this one,
but
I think,
it's
is
different.
This one's also very anime. Like there's a lot of like, oh, that's anime. That's anime. But there's like mechs, they're fighting.
There's another show that we watched which has, because they're chibi mechs, to be very clear about
Yes.
it. They're very chibi style mechs. They're small, they're squished, they're kind of cute and mascotty. But there's another show that we watched just one episode of, where this girl got isekai'd into another world with her phone, and then it turned out that they were all fighting in these tiny little battle mechs that
Yeah.
flew around. This is made by the same people.
Really? Okay,
essentially.
good.
Yeah, that's like similar.
The-
But I'm pretty sure that was made by Lerch.
The
The vibes are very spot on for that.
I did like the designs of the mechs just because they were different.
Yeah.
Like they did look mascotty, and one was called, I think it was called like the Shark One, and there was
Yeah.
there was also in this mech that he was piloting, the main character, there was a cute little avatar floating around. Later to find out that avatar is actually a person.
Oh, big reveal at the end.
Battery girl.
She has to be the battery and he has to be the pilot. Which is, it's kind of a thing that mech stuff has done forever.
Yeah.
They've been like, oh, two people have to pilot this. There's a special connection and shit like that. I mean, Evangelion, I think, established their own original thing
Drawing on the
that
fronts.
everyone's been trying to replicate.
Right. They all kind of do something.
Yeah, Evangelion killed it with it. Eureka 7 did the same stuff, but hey, guess what? That's the first mecha anime that I really got into.
So they did
and
it
watched,
first.
so I'm okay with it. But then going into this and being like, oh yeah, there's Battery Girl, and she's just there to give advice as a little chibi, hovering around mech support person.
Full of attitude, full of spunk.
She's a big ass weeb. She's a
Yeah.
huge fucking weeb.
But I like this one better than I think all the other ones because there was more stuff to look at.
Oh, there was so much more personality.
They were trying a bunch of stuff. Like
Anime has been banned.
there was a character that was like on the keyboard, so the computer person, and she had cat ears and she had a big old extension cords all around her, made her look like Tails. Like, oh, I'm liking a lot of these things.
I think that this show did the best job out of all of the different mech shows that we had seen, all of the different like alternative future type bullshit.
This one's probably top of the list. Not good,
Oh no, I'm not watching it.
but still, like they for sure gave it a full effort, and it's a bunch of stuff going on, and I appreciate that for that reason.
Honestly, it was it just seems like it's going to be another one of those shows that does some darker, twistier things, but it doesn't really seem like it necessarily would based off of the characters that they show off. So whenever they have characters that are more lighthearted and shit, and then things hit the fan, it's I feel like it can either be a really good thing or a really bad thing.
Yeah.
Like that deal was able to cause so much success with Steins Gate, for example. You have all these unique characters that all have different weird vibes going on, very much doing their own thing. Problems arise, and then it takes an emotional toll on our characters that we never would have foreseen.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. This show gave me a lot of vibes that it did have these plans for the future, and it wasn't just kind of, oh yeah, we'll just kind of find our footing. It felt like this had everything planned out versus something like Mute King the Dancing Hero, which was very much just, we'll find our way through it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Kind of off the wall, essentially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This one did feel like they were doing something. I don't know what they were doing, but it felt like they
Weird
had,
shit,
they
man.
had
It was
something going on.
crazy. That's it for High Dive. We have two more very quickly. High Dive.
Oh.
That was it for Funimation. We're on to High Dive.
Are we not talking about the Sexy Go show?
Fuck. I forgot to put it in these
Oh,
notes.
it's right there. It's this one right here.
No, I got it. It's Miruka-chan. I just didn't remember
To write it down, yeah.
who made it,
Who cares?
who wrote it down. So I'll be back when you're explaining it.
So this show is about a girl who's seeing ghosts, which is fine, because sometimes people see ghosts, and the ghosts in this show I think are actually really fucking scary looking. I think the show is a comedy, so the joke is that she pretends not to see the ghosts, and the ghosts are like, hey, can you see me? And it's like it's kind of funny, and she's like, oh, I'm just gonna pretend they're not there, but she's actually really terrified. Now, the issue with this show, because mind you, it looks gorgeous, it's animated very well. Everything's drawn great.
It's all based off of a manga.
The ghosts, like I said, are super spooky.
Mm-hmm.
This show has the most subtle but at the same time,
It's
so
very in your
much-
face.
So much fan service.
It is very in your face.
Every shot's a thigh shot, panty shot,
Uh-huh.
crotch shot,
Mhm.
boob shot.
Yep.
The attention
Give
to
us another
detail,
one.
the attention
Yeah.
to detail at a point, like I had to pause it because, like, oh my god, like they drew her nipples. It wasn't her nipples. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
It was the embroiderment, the roses on her bra that was
Yeah.
peeking through her shirt. I was like, this
It
is
was.
fucking nuts. And for that reason, it is our pick of the year. We're watching this through and through. No, it's a real bummer because, like, I
was looking
the
forward to it.
concept is really fun, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it looks great. And the things,
Yeah.
I was scared at some of them. They're creepy as fuck looking. But just because it's got so much of this fan service, I'm like, I can't really watch this and not feel like a total perv.
That's like, yeah, honestly, when each ghost thing would come up, it would be like, oh, I'm interested. I want to see what's going on. And then it would be like, we're just going to be looking at her ass in a
Rubbing
second.
on her
We're going to be looking
thighs.
at her thighs. We're going to be looking at her crotch. Don't worry. Don't worry, boys. It's not scary. We get to look at her crotch. It just felt weird. Weird tones throughout the whole show. It is a comedy. It's a slice of life comedy supernatural.
Obviously.
But I mean, I'm not into it. It's not for me. And I wanted to be into it really bad.
Okay. That's all there really is to say to it, because, we're not going to watch it. But you probably will watch it. Don't worry about it.
What?
But yeah, moving on. Right after that, we're actually getting into High Dive. High Dive has 2 shows.
It's true.
I can't pronounce the first one. It's like Watcha Pre-Magi.
Pre-Magi. Waka.
God, this one was hard to watch
What?
because of my eyes. Like the
Oh.
colors, the animation, it burned my retinas.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
it was about magical girls who also sang and performed, right? That was kind of the vibe I was getting from it.
Yeah.
Um
I'm like, let me know when you want help. I'm just trying to write things down.
it just wasn't for me. And the 3D for the performance, it was 3D animated and it was really shit. So yeah, didn't like this one. Do you like this one?
Yeah, Walking Pre-Magi, it was doing its thing. Essentially, there's all kinds of different anime which this also covers. This same studio that made it, Tatsunoko Production and Dongwoo A&E, they have also made other
Shit like this?
Pre-Magi stuff. This isn't a sequel. This isn't a spin-off. This is just kind of
Its own thing.
another thing that
it goes
uses
under other.
similar words.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a bright, colorful, fun thing that felt like it was very much made for little girls. It was positive. It was fine.
Just not we're not the demographic on this one, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely not the demographic. But it was a magical idol competition show, and if you have magic and idols, I'm into it. I watched a witch idol show that was fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I was younger, I would be into this. If I was a girl.
I was a younger man, then maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. My taste changes so much in my life,
Yeah.
Periods where I'm like, just give me the cute shit. Other times where I'm like, I need the edge. Give me skeletons and blood. Okay, so Shikizakura. This is a show made by Sublimation. It's an original show again. And this time, we're playing Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're sad, which you're super depressed.
Sad Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, then you summon monsters. And that makes you feel bad, which makes you sadder.
Right.
Which makes more monsters.
I don't know why you're confused. Yeah, it makes sense.
So anyways, this fucking dude, he's hella sad. He summons a monster on accident. All these Power Rangers come up to save him. And then one of them is just like, fuck you, you piece of shit. And he's like, what did I do?
You know
like,
what you did.
You're the sad person that summoned this monster.
Yeah.
And
He's
he
like,
goes,
what do you say?
No.
He said, like, he's like, have some more, some self-confidence or something like that. Or like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, dude, some people are sad.
Yeah, just like, okay, well, this guy's having a bad life. He's clearly not enjoying summoning these monsters, and you're going to give him an even harder time and possibly risk another monster summoning? I don't understand.
On top of that, we find out that the reason he's sad, it's not like, audibly spoken, but we find out that in this world there was some sort of accident that happened some time ago.
As you know,
and it like essentially like
these kinds of shows definitely need
a giant crater took out a city, I'm assuming, and he's the lone survivor from that city.
Yeah,
and his school is going to a museum trip to go see the rebuilding of that place. So it's like,
so
I was like,
stupid.
yo, dude, I'm pretty sure this fucking guy has a reason.
Yeah, he's got a good reason.
He should be allowed to be sad.
No, the monsters don't care. That's what they thrive on.
Yeah, but he's obviously he's got amnesia. He's the Red Ranger of the group because they're all color coded and stuff.
Yeah, it's very much Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And every time that I watch Power Rangers, I constantly think, what if there was just a sad guy?
There is this one.
Oh, this is the show for me then. Honestly, man, it's not worth going to High Dive just to watch these two shows.
I agree.
High Dive has a lot of really good things on there that you can't find anywhere else. But these are not the shows that you should go there for.
I will say the 3D animation for this one, I didn't hate. Like, it's like on the levels of other 3D animation shows this season. Like, this wasn't the worst. The fights were pretty okay. Like, okay for 3D fights. And yeah, I mean, I think it was fine. But I don't think I agree. I don't think it's good enough for me to log into High Dive.
We'll see. I mean, we have SSSS Gridman.
Is that on High Dive?
No, which is on Crunchyroll and Funimation, I think, and that is Power Rangers but better, right? Is it Dynazenon?
I think it's
which one's which?
I think
one of them is Power Rangers, and the other one is like mech stuff.
I think Dynazenon is the
Dynazenon is the Power Rangers where they all like the hands and the boots go into the body and the head.
I think so.
Okay,
and I think
I thought that was part of Gridman as well.
Gridman has similar things. I think they just have. Guy turns into a giant thing. But sexy. I don't know. We don't know
sexy.
Shit.
Nah, just but cool.
Sexy, dude.
But sexy. All right. Then we're done with High Dive. Don't worry about High Dive. They're doing good stuff. If you want to watch a good thing on High Dive, you should definitely check out Tamako Market and Tamako Love Story. Those are fucking awesome shows made by Kyoto Animation, or show and movie.
Do this have the color show? The
Mitsuboshi Colors is fun. That's a good slice of life about these kind of delinquent kids that are they're just palling around. They're all losers and it's fun. It's like a low-key Asobi Asabase.
It's good stuff, man. I think about it and it makes me laugh.
Okay, so the next show, it's not going to make you laugh.
No.
I didn't laugh.
Didn't laugh once.
We're talking about Netflix's Blue Period, made by 7 arcs based off of a manga. Now, have you ever imagined yourself as a person who doesn't understand what art is? It's a very foreign concept, right?
Yeah.
Have you imagined yourself as a person who just doesn't understand any of that, but becomes enthralled with the concept of art? You know, colors and shapes?
Yeah.
No sound.
I think I can get my head around that, yeah.
Yeah, really hard time for some people in this show, dude. Really fucking hard time.
What do you mean you want to draw?
It was so weird. Yeah, okay, so our main character, he thinks that art's a little bogus and he doesn't fucking get it. But then he starts looking at art and going,
I get it. I think I get it.
I see. There are shapes. All right.
I want to get it more.
I'm going to just paint a picture of what I see.
In blue.
So it's called Blue Period because he's apparently just doing everything in blue. And his bros start understanding art because he drew something that they understand.
His parents don't get it. His parents are just like, we're poor, so you got to get into a good school. And he's like, I know, Mom, but he just wants to art.
Yeah, which sucks. And then he goes, why would people even go to school for art? And then the chick gives a really, really, really good answer, which is
the teacher's like,
connections and learning.
Yeah,
and he's like,
you get access to a bunch of stuff you wouldn't get normally.
Yeah.
You get exhibitions. You get to meet people who are currently making art around you. So maybe don't be such a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, because one of the things growing up, being into film, wanting to go to film school and whatnot, was, okay, I know that you don't need to go to film school, but I'm just going to get like the connections and the resources I need. Mm-hmm. That's all that I was ever concerned about. Yet, some people were just like, you just go there for the connections and resources. Like, everyone's gonna be judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's part of college, man. You need that shit.
My notes for Blue Period is just like, dude wants to paint, so he paints. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Those are sick notes, dog.
I was like, dude, like, he doesn't, I mean,
give us some more notes like that.
He doesn't like the, I mean, I don't like the way it looks, honestly.
He doesn't like the way it looks either.
No, I honestly think, like, for a show that's so, like,
sexy,
revolving around how beautiful art is. Like,
oh yeah,
I was like, cool.
Goes back to your concept of it really needs to be as cool as they say it is.
I think so too. Like the music issue, right? Like I'm just like,
I'm with you.
The painting that big painting with the girls that had green skin and that other classmates explained to it.
Why is her skin green?
Like that painting was actually really nice.
Yeah, it was a nice painting.
And I was like, cool. I was like, okay, but I think the anime, the style that you're drawing shit in, is pretty garbo. So you're not really helping me out. I'm gonna pass on
fine.
this one.
I like that they're doing something different. I like that it's on Netflix and that it's coming out weekly.
to week.
And that is the thing that we're talking about right now. There are tons of shows that Netflix comes out with and they just drop it all at once, and that's the way it's been forever. There have been a couple of shows that the US has been able to watch week to week, but it's only been like a couple of shows where other countries have been able to watch their weekly updated anime, like Violet Evergarden that we very much wanted,
or
like
B
The
Stars.
Great Pretender or B-Stars. All these shows that Netflix locks up in a cage for everybody that's outside of Japan.
Used to call it the Netflix prison. Looks like they're releasing some people, bro.
Yeah, man. So now we got Blue Period and Komi Can't Communicate, made by OLM. This is also based off of a manga. And this show, man, let me just tell you this. It was either going to be another Way of the House Husband.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or exactly what we got, you guys. We actually got something good. This is a huge win for anime, dude. This is a wild win for anime.
And when we say good, we mean like it's animated so well.
It's so good. Like, if you've tried to read Komi Can't Communicate, there are some parts of it that it doesn't feel like it would translate that well to animation. Shoutouts to OLM, because they added so much. Like, they're just taking these frames and they're like, okay, what if we had a big sequence in between that feels natural? And somebody, instead of being like, no, just don't animate anything, they went, that's great. Thanks for the ambition. Let's crush this one, boys.
Can't we just copy both of the frames and say we're trying to stay true to the source material? Oh, okay, yeah, we could do that too. No, they actually decided to animate the show. It looks gorgeous. At one point, they're like writing on chalk a bunch, and I go, the chalk dust. The particles.
No, so here's one of the things. Specifically, there's a lot of writing on the chalkboard at the beginning of the manga, the anime, everything. And the whole purpose of that is because Komi can't communicate. So she's able to write out what she feels and thinks to
our main character.
To our main character, her like desk neighbor, who, for whatever reason, she feels more comfortable around because nobody seems to give a fuck about him.
They all seem to be really enthralled with her.
They are obsessed with her.
She is total babe, gorgeous, beautiful. She must be perfect.
It doesn't matter. That's some real like TV bullshit.
She can't talk. Yeah,
yeah. Like, this isn't a real person. We're just here to enjoy it. And then they're able to actually spin like an emotional narrative where she's talking about all of her feelings and kind of why she is the way she is and what she wants.
And she's excited, right?
But while she's writing all this stuff down, people had a big problem with Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all of that stuff that she wrote down initially, there's one shot where it's just like a ton of things at the very beginning of her writing things. It didn't translate like any of that. Like, none of it was translated. It's a whole chalkboard full of things, and it gives you enough time to check it all out if you're able to read Japanese. But unfortunately for us, we cannot read Japanese, so we missed out on a lot of that. Which, again, I've bitched about Netflix's subtitles every chance I could get. They'll be too slow. It'll just pop up for like half a second and it'll be gone. And I'm like, how would I have time to read that? And it's just because whatever kind of a system they use for it, the actual video is separate from the text. So the text will load at different speeds because it's trying to catch up to where it's at in the video. I don't know what they have going on, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And then you could rewind it and rewatch it, and then the subtitles are caught up and they're showing up appropriately. But Netflix doesn't translate things that are written down. Like, if you ever notice that there's like a classroom or something like that, it'll say like class 3B, but it's in Japanese. So they have to like white out the class part and write over class in English with the subtitles. That's something that you'll see a lot of the time in fan subs more than anything. Fan subs, shout outs to how much work they put in, because oftentimes the subtitles look better, the subtitles are translated better, and they translate other parts of the scene or things that people might not know about. Like, oh man, they just mentioned a traditional Japanese snack. Americans don't know what that is. I'm going to put a little side note here, like editor's note. This thing is a this thing, which you often see in manga.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's done in fan subs as well. So Netflix, a lot of people give them a lot of flack for the blackboard scene in Komi Can't Communicate.
I don't give a fuck.
But it was so gorgeous.
Yeah.
If I didn't bring it up, I wouldn't be true to what the show is, which is causing a little bit of controversy just based off of that. Which I think Netflix should be called out for that. Fuck you, Netflix. Give us better subtitles. I'm a weeb. I need to watch my anime.
You're doing the best you can, Netflix. Don't worry about it.
Don't treat a billion-dollar company like this.
It took you a really long time to get, week-to-week anime, so, you baby steps, Netflix.
My God. Fuck, dude. But it looks so good. Yeah. It's so adorable. It's so cute. It's so visually stimulating with the different, like you said, the little particle effects that they had going on, the lighting in the rooms. Oh, man.
I was like, fuck. I've never been so excited about Dust. When was the last time I got excited about Dust? There's a
volleyball show.
Oh, dude, fucking Dust, dude, right?
The show that we didn't watch.
That does suck, but the Dust, dude.
Dust. I would say for this, we haven't really explained the plot too much other than she can't talk. She just has a lot of social anxiety, and her goal is to make a fuckload of friends.
100 friends, and she's already made her first. And this guy, being the nice guy he is, he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you become a better person and talk to people and stuff. And his thing is like, I want to be better at reading the room because he kind of sucks. He's not really aware of things around him. Something I noticed, I mean, and it's brought up at the end of the episode, is just like this. They talk about getting to this like really nice school like people have to submit to go to, and it's really prestigious and stuff. But it's full of classmates, and looking around, they all look really wild. And it is brought up at the very end. They're like, oh, I didn't realize that like people in this school are fucking nuts and they're absurd. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. While watching the show, I was just like, there's a kid behind him, had like the Naruto headband. He was a ninja. I was like, that's pretty funny. I noticed that the guy in the corner in that chair that you normally have like the main character in is like this blue-haired character, the golden seat. And I was just like, you know what? While I was thinking, I was like, you know what's really funny? That guy looks like a main character, but he's not. I bet you that'd be a really funny show if they had a guy look like a main character but wasn't the main character. I was like, oh, and then I realized all this shit's going to happen. It's going to be her dealing with all these absurd characters, and I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, this is, again, one of those shows that's going to fall into the, if I'm looking for something like that, I'm going to watch it. It just sounds like a fun, lighthearted time. They did some really, really good stuff with the anime that I didn't expect. Like, a lot of shots in the manga are of Komi looking like a little cat with these giant, cartoonishly fucking huge eyes and little ears that and no face other than that. They nailed the transitions in the anime between like her looking like a normal person, her looking like the most gorgeous person that's ever existed, and her looking like an adorable cartoon cat.
I like when she freezes up. She's like, well, like, I don't know why this really stuck with me. I love the main character's hair. Like,
oh sure, he's just got like some regular ass hair,
but he's got this weird like like they'll have your cowlick or your spike. It's shaped like it looks like a puffball kind of thing going on. I was like, I don't know what it is. I was like, I fucking like it. Like it's just a nice little touch. Good shit.
Komi Can't Communicate. Really good shit.
I feel like this is one of the shows that I'll be watching this season just because I don't got other stuff to watch. But I really liked it. That doesn't mean that it's not good. I think it's worth the watch. You said you got plenty of stuff to watch, so it's not like even from last season. So.
Yeah, I mean, out of everything that we just talked about, there are 4 that I might watch. There are 2 that I'm definitely watching.
All right, let's go from the top. What are you watching? First Jerseys from Crunchyroll.
All right, so from Crunchyroll, there's only going to be one show, and that is for sure going to be the one that I'm forgetting the name of right now. Sakugan. Yeah, thank you. Sakugan, and then from Funimation, I'm going to be watching the Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was just, I'm so curious what Wit has in store. And Sakugan seems like it has this direction that it wants to go that I have no idea where it's heading. But the chemistry between the characters and the animation is really solid.
It's one of those like maybe a diamond in a rough kind of thing. Like no one really knew what's coming, and then maybe like an absolute banger kind of thing.
Exactly.
And then your maybes are...
And then my maybes, of course, we've already talked about it, but My Senpai is Annoying, made by Doko Kobo, and Komi Can't Communicate.
Right.
Both kind of filling the same void that I would have, which is a just cute, sweet show to watch. That being said, I am still watching the things that, I'll talk about each week. Octotope on White Sand, I will give a full review of it
when it's done,
when it ends this season. And then I'm watching Jobless Reincarnation,
right? And
I'm really enjoying where that's going still. Albeit a little weird, a little problematic still, but it's still one of the best fantasy shows that I've seen.
And you're watching maybe the Pirate Show.
Yeah, I'm still watching. I'm about halfway through Fina the Pirate Princess. but I heard it just ended as well. So that's pretty much over, and I will give feedback on it when I get around to it. Since it's an in-between show, it doesn't really fit into a good area to talk about it.
So I think I'm also going to be watching Sakugan on Crunchyroll and that Tact Op Destiny. You're not supposed to say the dot. I just say it for people. So
just check out the second episode and you'll know if it's for you. Yeah. And I really appreciate when shows do that. Yeah. When it's like very quickly, oh, okay. Well, the first episode got me hooked, but second episode,
kind of a case of
wasn't what I was looking for.
The detective's already dead. Like, what a great fight on the fucking plane. And then,
Yep.
So I think that's Crunchyroll. For Funimation, it's just going to be Ranking of Kings, I think.
Ranking of Kings.
There's other shows I like on Funimation also, like, the Senpai show and the Vampire Cosmonaut, but like I'm not going to watch those for sure. I'm not going to say like I know I'm watching Ranking of Kings. There's nothing to stop me from watching that.
No. I mean, I watched the second episode of the Vampire Cosmonaut, and I have to say, if you liked the first episode, the second episode doesn't do as much of the stuff that you liked. So,
and then Komi Can't Communicate. Like, I think on Netflix, I really liked it. It's fun. It's easy to watch.
Yeah.
It's visually pretty fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
So that's probably on my list. So yeah, I got 4 coming in, and then I'm gonna pick up Jobless Reincarnated because I already watched the first season, so I'm gonna start watching the second season. Okay. And that's it, man. This season of anime, not the best, not the worst. It's weird, right?
I'm not into it. Let's just put it this way.
But like not into it like we can't say all of them were garbage.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these, they're fine, but for the most part it was like I've seen this before, or literally 3 other shows are doing the same thing this season, or whatever. It just didn't have enough stuff to compel me to give it a second episode even, which I like to give shows a chance. I think that 2 episodes, usually I'll have like, oh yeah, I've got like 10 shows to watch, and then I might drop a few of them based off of the second episode. This was, all right, I've got 4 shows to watch, and I'm going to drop 2 of them based off the second episode.
Yeah.
So now I'm already down to 2 since I watched the, Tact Op Destiny and Irina the Vampire Cosmonaut. Now I'm just down to Ranking of Kings and the other fucking show that I don't care that much is Sakugan. I had the name so fucking down all the way before this podcast, but now after talking about all these shows and like memorizing all these different things, I've lost the names of anything I cared about.
Well, that's it, man. That's the episode.
Is that it? Should we talk about My Hero next week? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the movies. You might be doing it subbed. I might be doing it dubbed.
Maybe we'll find out. Imagine us being like, still don't know, dude.
What if we showed up? We're like, we just didn't get to watch it. Like we didn't get around to it.
We're gonna talk about it, but we have not seen it.
I watched the trailer. I'm gonna tell you what I think happened.
Yeah, I watched the last season. I'll just summarize that, and it should be good.
That's it, though. So yeah, next week.
Next week, My Hero.
The new My Hero movie coming out. It should be in theaters on Friday.
Hell yeah.
This Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Nationwide. Okay, if you
October 29th.
If you like our theme song, check out Not Mars on Spotify. Trip, where can we find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instarama Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instarama Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast in it.
And you can go ahead and shoot us an email, InstaRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Also, every week we like to stream while we're recording on twitch.tv/Crispather. And you can hang out a little bit before and afterwards to just chat and hang out with us, ask questions. We'll talk about whatever.
It is late, so we probably won't chat much afterwards. This is a long one. Sorry about this. This always happens with these previews, and so
I've got 2 hours to edit this and get it posted.
Yeah. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for enjoying it, and hopefully, hey, if you like any of these shows that we recommend, let us know. If you're watching something that we're not watching, let us know.
Tell me about High Guardian Spice. Please tell me about
Let us know
what's
up. We would like to get a second opinion.
Is Digimon ghost stuff based off of anything, or is it just a spin-off of Digimon? Let us know that. I love you guys. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us. It's been mega chill.
This is Bye from Warren.
See you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.